Drake is everything. I'm crazy about Drake. What made your wife fall in love with you?
The fact that I bring her peace because I'm not out there like they're said in the headlines that you're playing. That I've been there, done that, so I'm not thirsty like a lot of younger dudes are. I want her, and her. I'm not about that. So that peace factor is there. Uh, B, the maturity, the mentorship. You know, my wife considers me her mentor, not just her husband. So I have
Right.
expectations of myself to be a decent example of what manhood is all about, as well as what maturity is all about. Number three, that thing that she appreciates about me is not just because her husband is physically attractive and I'm 6'3", and those things are great factors as well, but because also I'm just like the one brother on Kendra G. I'm an active guy. I'm not
Right.
a sit around, not do anything type of guy. I'm not a guy that says I don't want to travel, I don't want to exercise, I don't want to do those things. I'm older. I just want to chill with my life. I'm not that dude.
Right.
I'm not that dude, and I never will be. Like I tell people, my wife loved me because I'm a verb, not a noun. A
Right.
verb is an active verb. A noun is just a person, place, thing, or person, place, thing, or idea. And so these are some of the things that I find that my wife has often talked about that she appreciates. And also the fact that she can learn from my mistakes instead of making the mistakes. That's another factor that you like. Listen, I can listen to what you have to say because you already been there, and I can pick up on that. So she's always asking, Andre, let me get your opinion on this. Or let me get you. What do you think about that? So those are the things that we get a chance to bounce off back and forth off of each other. And lastly, I'm old enough to allow her to live and enjoy the stage of life that she's in.
Right. Right.
Whereas a younger dude her age would be spending so much time being insecure. Oh, who you going out there looking good for? Why you getting your hair done all the time? Why wait, no. A mature man wants his woman to look good all the time. A mature man wants when his woman steps out, and especially if she's ladylike, that she's looking good with her nails on point, her feet looking good, she's smelling good with the with the right perfumes, and she has a ladylike, very feminine demeanor. You want that in your woman. So I don't to bash or beat that out of my wife. I allow her to enjoy the stage of life that she's in. I tell her all the time, you enjoy your 20s while you got them, and be ready for your 30s. The last thing I said, the last thing was the last thing, but also we both enjoy the fact with this May December relationship. It gave us a win. We've been married 5 years in December. It gave us a window of time to hang out and enjoy the marriage. We didn't have to rush to have kids. Neither one of us had
Right.
kids, so we don't have to
Right.
rush to have. You see what I'm saying? We've been together 5 years, and she's just 29. She's still old enough, healthy enough to be able to have 2 or 3 healthy children. We didn't have to rush. If I was with an older woman, let's say I have no, like I said, I have no kids. Let's say I was with a woman that was 35 or 37 or
Right.
31.
Right.
I might be able to get one healthy kid out of them.
Right.
We wouldn't have enough time to become close as a couple because she's 37. So we got to get that kid out fast. But since my wife was younger, we got a chance to become really close in our relationship for 5 years. So now in the up and coming years, we're talking about family development and expansion. But at
Right.
least we got the chance to do something that very few couples got a chance to do, and that is become a close couple and become friends within our marriage.
Shout out to my man, Dr. Ron Neal. Dr. Ron Neal was in Africa and Kenya, a good brother of mine. Dr. Neal said drinks lots of water, do calisthenics, run, jog, or walk regularly. He said game for older men, and I agree with that. And there's a psychological factor, Dre, behind dating younger women. I call it a somatoform. I call it psychosomatic. Just being around an older woman is powerful. And you don't believe me? Watch this. Hold
I've
tight.
never said this before. I've never advocated for this before. I'm gonna let Quentin and How To Man have it after this.
This is crazy.
I have never ever said this that I'm about to say right now, and I didn't think that I would ever come to this point. It's time to get y'all passports.
Nairobi, New Year's Eve. 2023, going into 2024. Yeah. We're doing the damn thing, baby. You see what I'm saying? We're doing the damn thing. You ready?
Doc has been around younger men. Shannon Rawls is dating a younger woman. Your wife is younger. There's a psychology and a vitality behind Dre dating younger women. It brings joy. It brings power. It brings vitality, to say the least. Talk about the vitality, Dre. What are some of the things that your wife has transmitted to you just being around a younger, feminine woman? What has she done for your health? Do you think you would have been as healthy as you are now if you had not been with your younger wife? And tell me why. Go ahead.
Oh no, because with many older women, not all, but many older women, they've already shown statistically they don't care about their health. Our diet, let's say just in our community, our diets haven't changed in over 100 and plus years. We're still eating pork the way that we ate pork before. Thank you, babe. We're still eating chicken the way that we deep frying it the way that we did 100 plus years ago.
Right.
We're still doing the same routines regarding our health. So when you're with somebody that's your age, if they aren't caring about your health, they're not helping you set up doctor's appointments. I'm gonna tell you something. A lot of, especially men of color, the reason why you don't get your prostate examined because you ain't never seen your wife go for her annual checkup. So
right.
My wife got a stack, and I mean a stack of paperwork from making sure my cholesterol, and there's nothing wrong with me. This is the irony of it. My cholesterol, my skin, my everything from my feet to my hands. She makes sure everything from my diet. She's taking me to dietitians to make sure my diet is better. She's taking me to where she's taking me to the doctor's office to where I've gotten on you see them get on the treadmill and they have you connected to all the little machines, all that. No woman in the States has ever said, let me take you to where we can make sure that your respiratory system is working well.
Right.
Your nervous system is working well. Brain scans, the whole gambit. Because she cares about her health. She does the exact same thing for her health to make sure that she's up to par. So it's kind of crazy. We spend a large portion of our marriage just making sure that we are both in tip-top shape. I'm actually, what gets to her is that I am physically healthier than she is.
Explain.
Because of my diet, because think about it, I haven't eaten pork, chicken, or beef in 30 years. I'm a pescatarian, so I do eat any meats. It's seafood based. So most of my diet for 30 years has been plant based. So my body basically, at least my organs and everything else, is basically it's still in its 20s, even though chronologically I'm in my 50s. So when the doctor told her, like, yeah, he's your husband, yeah, he built the last like Duracell. And so it's those things that make me appreciate my wife to where, like I said, I just got my brothers, get your prostate exam, because brothers are getting that form of cancer in record numbers. So I know it ain't comfortable. I got you, but you got to get it taken care of. And I just got my exam, another updated, my annual physical in regards to that just a couple weeks ago. It's those little things that she thinks about that an older woman who doesn't think about her own health. Remember, 70% are obese in the States. So if 70%, you got a 70% chance of getting a woman that doesn't care about her own health.
Right.
30% blue, but you got a 70% chance of being with a woman that's your age that cares nothing about her health. And if she doesn't care about your health, she will not care. I mean, her health, she will not care about your health. So that's one of the major benefits that I get from my wife is the fact that she cares so much about her health. It trickles down towards me, and not just exercise and not just drinking water and not just eating healthy, but also the examinations, the dental exams. A lot of our diseases that we get as human beings come because food has decayed in between our teeth. A lot of
Right.
brothers don't floss in other
Right.
words.
Right.
A lot of cancers and a lot of diseases we get, it just came from food just being lodged in your teeth for 2 to 3 weeks until it decayed. And then the infection went down into your system. A lot of guys don't know that. So we make sure that we always got our teeth taken care of. Not only because we want to look good with our smiles, but because we want to make sure that no disease is entering our body because something is decaying in our mouths.
And E-Man Perry said you don't have to freeze eggs. And he's right. You get an older woman like you 57, you get a woman Dre that's 42, 43, she no disrespect to Kendra G, but she got to freeze them eggs, man. And so you get a young body. I always say, Dre, a willing vessel. That's all you need. Is a willing vessel that's young. You can get your younger woman and you can start making children. Now, of course, you're going to have contrarians, and we're going to talk about that in a minute. But shout out to Tevin King. This is one of Dre's people for the $20 super sticker. Shout out to Tevin King. And then also shout out to
Shout out to my man Frody in the building.
popping off, man. Shout out to Fadu Sanko. Are you there, Dre?
I'm still here.
Yeah, it popped off. I don't know what's going on, man. It's keep popping off. But not just a prostate exam, but make sure you get a colonoscopy when it's due. Yeah, I've had mine done as well. Get your colonoscopy, and I had mine done. Everything was copacetic. But I want to finish listening to this part about Shannon and his girl and
Valentine's Day
and parallel. Hold tight, Dre.
Sex finds absolutely irresistible. Like a well-aged wine or classic car, there are certain things we can provide that the latest model never could. Class and maturity in older men. We've been through our crazy 20s and came out the other side. Wild all-nighters, booze-fueled partying, and risky business isn't our deal anymore. Been there, done it, and earned the t-shirt as proof. Do you really think women find wildcard 20-something-year-olds attractive? For a quick fling, maybe. But for true maturity and stability, who do you think they look to? You guessed it, as mature fellas. In short, a slightly older man provides a level of maturity that younger guys just can't. They'll get there eventually, but while they catch up, we can reap the benefits. Older guys can look after themselves. Do you think I still ask my parents for money or need their help doing my laundry or fixing a shelf?
What you think about that, Dre? Add to it.
He's absolutely correct. I mean, they're absolutely correct. And it's kind of funny that he would say that in regards to that for younger men, you will eventually get there. I'm going to say something that a lot of younger men don't realize, but older men can attest to. For men, life gets better as we get older. You find very few men that says my 20s was my best year. And if you do find a man that says my 20s or my early 30s was my best years, is because he hasn't done anything with his life in his trickling down to the lack of most men. Your years come just instead of fine wine as you get older. So don't, because you smashing that doing, you have so much more that you're going to accomplish and be a part of as you age. That's the beauty of being a man. You know, when you're a teenager, you're probably the guy that had all the pimples, and you're the guy that was like a bookworm, or a guy that was, you know, you were good in sports, but you was always on the bench. Nothing wrong with that.
Right.
Because as time progress, the guy that was the bookworm, or the guy that his face finally cleared up, I tell people this: when I was a teenager, I had a grown man face. I was made for being a teenager. My facial features were adult at a young age.
Right.
And so I grew older. I grew into my manly features. My life was expected to be at its best as I aged, not as a young man. Some of you dudes that's under 35, you're trying to treat life like it's supposed to be best under 35. And culture and a bunch of us, and such as Shannon and others, can tell you your best years should always be the years that are up and coming. Your best years as a man should never be the years of your past. You should never look back and say my 20s was my best years. You're not Al Bundy's, okay? Talking about when you played football back in high school, but now you're a shoe salesman. Your best years should always be I promise you, my 60s will be my best years. My
Right.
70s better than my 60s, better than my 50s. Because what we were talking about earlier, taking care of your health, things like that, so forth and so forth. Ask Al Pacino and Robert De Niro, who both just had children.
Right. Look at what's the singer name? Drake. What's the singer name? They got that. He's 81. His wife is like 40. What's his name?
Ron Isley.
Ron Isley. Right. Go ahead.
Ron Isley is always the guy that is older. He's 81, still touring, still doing his thing, and still attracting gorgeous younger women.
Right.
So when I sit back and I tell you guys that if you're in your 40s should not be your best years. You should be preparing. Your best years should be your 50s. Your 50s should not be your best years. Your 60s, such as Taylor Made Dream, just had his daughter at 61 years old.
61 years old, right. Right.
So when guys try to celebrate their 20s as if this is the best that I can get, though the 20s, no, gentlemen. Men should always age, just like this gentleman said, like fine wine.
Like fine wine, right.
A Hellcat car. But we all love when we see a GTO classic. And because you know you're not going to see a GTO or an old school classic Thunderbird, or one of the original Corvettes with the butterfly doors, the original butterfly doors from the 50s and 60s. We appreciate those far more than some of these new vehicles that we see out there. And that's what he was saying. He said, yes, these new vehicles are nice, but they can't do and they don't present like some of these older vehicles can. Some of these older luxury vehicles, some of these older classics. So younger dudes try to shame dudes for being older. I promise you, these are some of the best years you will ever have.
Oh yes. Oh yes, and like I said, Dre, that the comments are sadly appalling. This person said, hold tight. Let me see what this person said. This person said, a 65-year-old man asking for a situationship. This person says, sir, the wall has come. Please get over yourself. It's called an escort. Loose those purse strings. And you know what, Dre, what I always say, always a shame. They say this XY has no talent in the face. You can drive a truck his nostrils. And he has gone through andropause himself and want a female half his age who's dark skinned and loose. He needs to sit down somewhere in that rocking chair. And child talking about he's not going to eat anything. Ooh, just look at him. He's no prize by a long shot. But she's a fool. And that's how these ignorant women in the West think, because he is a prize. An older, mature man like Jay Speed that got his stuff together is the prize, or is a prize, Dre, in the foreign country if he's healthy, clean, eat clean. And actually, African women like older, mature men. What would you say about that? Or what would you say to that?
I say you're absolutely correct. A lot of times, and once again, I say these women feel shamed and they feel obsolete. And so they'll come with the attack mode. And then when you hear men say it, oh, she's only with you for money, or she's only with you because of this and that, because they feel insecure within themselves. And they think that if they were an older dude and had a younger woman, that's what they would have to do to get a younger woman. They would have to come out of pocket on a regular basis. Now, we all know no matter who you are, whether you be married or single, you're going to pay. In other words, you got often say this. I say single men pay out of luxury. Married men pay because it's called responsibility. But we all going to pay. So that's a problem. But at the end of the day, a lot of younger men assume that they would have to become sugar daddies to be with a younger woman. because they aren't confident, or they're out of shape, or they never was with the attractive woman even in their young age. So they're like, if I can't get a hot chick in my 20s, I dang sure ain't gonna get no hot chick in my 40s and 50s. So now they feel like they want to shame this gentleman here in the comment section. So men shame. If you look at that comment section, there's a men that's talking crazy just as much as you got the ladies talking crazy. Now the ladies are going to shame, but all they have is age to hold on to. They couldn't say he was unhealthy. They couldn't prove that. He already said that he's been exercising. They couldn't say that he was an accomplished person because they couldn't prove that. The situation is that they feel ashamed and obsolete at the fact that there's a man out there and men out there that say they do not want to be with older women. That doesn't necessarily mean that we're attacking older women. We're just saying that I don't want to be with you. I don't have to say that I don't like Oreos just because I like Chip Ahoy's. Now, I don't eat either one of them, but I'm making a point in regards to that. Some guys don't like Brussels sprouts, but that doesn't mean he has to walk around hating on Brussels sprouts just to enjoy cabbage, even though it's the same thing.
Right.
So a lot of people in the States assume that, well, he must hate older. No. You don't have to hate something in order to have a preference for
Right. He preferenced that, and you like you were saying, Dre, about the diet. Some are tried down there because they're not healthy. So I don't have a problem with what he's saying, but see, they're projecting and personalizing it because they assume because he's 65 that he's like the typical 65-year-old man, and that's a myth. Would you agree with that?
Absolutely correct. And same thing with me at 57. They assume that, okay, because of chronologically, I'm 57, I'm supposed to be with somebody that's in their 40s at least. I'm like, no, that's not what I'm looking for. That's not what I desire. That's not what I want. I'm strategic. I made sure I got what I owe. The one thing that I notice about how people look at black men kosher, a lot of times they think we're stupid. They think that we're just going to pick anybody that just happens to be young and not vet them. They just, he got him a young. No, dude. There's a lot that entails with Shannon getting with his younger woman. There's a lot of things that she had to hit the check marks on before he said, okay, you're the one, even though chronologically you're younger. Same thing with me. There was a lot of check marks Andrea had to hit, just like I had to hit a lot of her check marks. She had to hit a lot of my check marks to say, okay, I will be with this younger woman who has certain qualifications that I would want, no matter what a woman's age is. And a lot of times, men and women in the States think that we're just so, like we're goobers or we're just some goofy dudes just walking around. Right. She's young, and we don't vet these women. That's not true at all. Now, in some cases, you do find that, but in many cases, such as mine, Shannon, and what the other brother is saying in regards to what he wants or what he's vetting for, we check for certain qualifications in a younger woman, not just choosing her because she's sexy and she's young. Anybody can do that. So don't make the mistake of the sad part that I continue to see in these comments are on Kendrick G are people that are attacking him as if he's just a gullible older dude that would accept any younger. And I'm going to say this also, Culture, that we haven't discussed yet. You better believe his DMs blew up. I'm going to say this again. You better believe when he said he wanted a younger woman, his DMs were not empty. Those younger women that are into healthy, athletic, focused, mature, older men who are looking at the older women with those comments and were like, I'm not going to be like them. I'm not going to be over 40 and alone like them. I'm about to hit this older dude up and see what's up. You better believe his DMs blew up with younger women. And I think about that when you're here. Right. That live stream, and women were just like, well, I'm not going to reach out to him. There were a lot of young women that reached out to that dude. Right. Do not like younger men. Right. Not attracted.
Dre, look at what this woman, Lilith Take challenge. She said, here in the Philippines, age doesn't matter, Dre, as long as you understand each other. Each does matter to us. My age gap with my husband is 20 years. We've been married for 5 years. We never had a problem. Like I said, my daughter and her husband are 14 years apart. My niece and her husband are 14 years apart. My mom and dad are 7 years apart. My wife and her father are 6 years apart. If I was single, I would get me a younger woman. I don't want nothing old. I mean, she's an older woman in good shape, but ideally, 10 to 15 to even 20 years younger. You know, I want to be like you, man. You my idol, man. I want to be like you, Dre. Shout out to my man, the world of Sean Wildcat. He said these Puff the Magic Dragon Western-minded women come with shame and insults. It lets you know that they are dead. Yeah, they are dead. I call it taxation without representation, but also it's the minimization of masculinity. Dre, you're in Colombia. Men are not minimized like they're minimized here in America. Am I right or wrong?
Absolutely. You're absolutely correct. That masculinity is still rules just as much as femininity here rules. It's expected. I'll say this again. It's not expected in the States. If you're masculine, cool. It's cool. If you're feminine, it's cool. But in the States, your woman can be masculine, or you, like they say, he's walking in feminine energy. You don't see that here because you're not expected as a man to walk in feminine energy. You're expected to walk in masculinity. Like if you see somebody attracted to, perfect example. You got Austin Holloman down here, and me and Austin were just coming from the grocery store, right? Austin saw a very attractive young lady, walked right up on her, said, what's your phone number, your Instagram? No hesitancy. What's your phone number, your Instagram? I've been saying this forever. Guys, I don't see why y'all do, why you don't walk up on women here in Colombia, because they're very approachable. I mean, good women. And she was right. This young that group. And so Austin got her information, and he pulled her Instagram up. He said, he jumped to my truck, and he said, pull the Instagram up. I was like, who was that? He's like, that's the girl from the, and she was gorgeous outside of her work uniform. I was like, wow, okay. What's my point? Austin could have, in the States, you could just look at a woman. In Colombia, you are expected to walk up. You are expected to ask her. She's not going to walk over to you. She'll look at you. She'll give you that come hither, but she's expecting you to walk up the initiation. And it only took maybe, like I said, we're walking out the grocery store, and it only took him maybe 4 or 5 seconds. Now, a lot of you may say because he's young and he exercises. Well, that's not his fault. If you want to be able to just walk up on women, it may be that many of us older dudes need to exercise. Like I said, if you're going to be an older dude and she's calling you daddy, you should not be built like her daddy. You should not be built like a daddy. Even though she's calling you daddy, even though she's calling you poppy, you should not have a dad bod like they call it in the States. Get your and work it out so you can look good, and you guys look parallel on photos like Andre and I look. We look parallel. We look like we belong together. I don't look like a sugar daddy on photos with my wife. Some of you dudes really do look like sugar daddies. So get your ass to somebody's gym. Or start walking. Or start, like the brother said, start hiking. Start doing something active. But the excuses of what is done in the States as far as masculinity is expected here in Colombia. In many countries, they expect to approach.
Right. Guys, go check out Dre on Love Crossing Borders. Join us Patreon, guys. Go check him out. Dre's doing a great show tonight. And guys, also to my people, Dre Crew is showing him a lot of love, guys. So, y'all look out for Kosher, man, because I got to be out of the country tomorrow and another day. And I'm coming down to Colombia at some point to see Dre as well. But shout out to my man, the International Quiet Storm. He donated $20 to my man, Dre. And that's a deal, right? I appreciate it. Shout out to the Quiet Storm, always showing love. And then also shout out to the Quiet Storm again. He shipped me the 20 piece. He said support Black Male Media. That's what it's all about, guys. You got to support Black Male Media. We take risks during these shows. I take risks being a licensed therapist. This sister always showing me love. My dear sister Bashette. She said, I'm the youngest woman my husband has ever been with. It also appears that I'm one of the things that bring him the most peace. This drives me to do more for him, Dre. And a woman like Sister Bashua, that's what men are looking for, man. Teddy Pendergrass said, Dre, you inspire me, but Shirley Brown, Dre, could say it better than me. Hold tight.
Now you see, I don't want no trouble now.
She said, I love that man, Dre. That's what Shirley Brown said. Shirley Brown said, I love that man. And Dre, there is a psychology and a vitality behind dating younger women. Now, Dre, you gonna laugh at this because I know you used to be the Jack the Ripper back in the day. He said, what's the other guy's channel I'll subscribe to? Is he talking about me? I don't know. Is he talking about me? No, that's one of your people. Mollywood Talks. That's one of your people because it got a little bar on it. I think that's... Yeah, if he's talking about... He must be talking about me, I guess. If he's talking about me, I'm...
Missions link.
Right. I'm gonna put my link in there.
I've already added my channel to your channel.
Right.
It's streaming from our channel and it's streaming from your channel.
Yes, sir. Perfect. Right. Yeah, I'm gonna put my link for some of those people who haven't subscribed to it. Hold tight. Let me put my link in. Yeah, that's
for the chat and the cash apps. Continue to support Black Male Media. Continue to support what Culture Connection is doing. Very rare do you find a licensed therapist online that is actually talking about things that are not just talking about the Black community, but the American community at large. So make sure you guys, I don't care if it's $2. I don't care if it's $22. I don't care if it's $222. Make sure you guys keep those cash apps and super chats alive, guys. Like I said, we already know. If we were Danica Marie and Six the Goddess sitting up here, y'all be throwing $100 super chats because we already know how y'all do. So we ain't talking no broke brothers. So make sure you guys continue to support Coach Connection tonight and show him some love and appreciation.
No doubt. I appreciate it, Dre. Thank you, sir. Shout out to Bashur. Once again, she said, my husband is 11 years older than me, by the way. No doubt. And 11 years, man. And Dre, I want to finish playing this real quick because I think there's a lot of truth to what this young lady is saying. Hold tight.
Of course not. I'm guessing most of you guys are the same. You've had a family you needed to support, which means you had to learn specific skills to be a successful man. After a while, you pick things up pretty quickly and become the guy your family comes to for advice, support, and help. Can you see why that would be attractive to a 30-year-old woman looking to start a family of her own? She has a choice. Date a younger guy who doesn't know his butt from his elbow when it comes to DIY, or date an experienced man who knows how to fix her problems without the help of his parents. It's a pretty easy choice for her to make, let's be honest. Challenges to age gap relationships. Not being at the same life stage is a major factor when it comes to some of the challenges experienced by those in relationships with a 10-year or greater gap. For instance, a much older partner may be more likely to experience health issues or have concerns that a younger partner might not relate to. Of course, that doesn't mean the relationship can't work, but certainly, to stay on the same page, consistent communication is required. Farr states that this internal challenge is likely one of the most difficult, as it can be hard to make room to accommodate a partner's needs when they're at a different life stage. One way to work through this challenge is to build strong and consistent communication. Relationships begin to experience fractures when communication falters, she says. Then, of course, there are external challenges as well. The social stigma surrounding age gap relationships can't be ignored, and depending on the people in the rela. In the same vein, Farr mentions that it's common for the legitimacy of age gap relationships to be questioned, with a younger, gold digger partner supposedly only in it for the money, or an older, kook.
Now let's talk about that, Dre. Here's the fallacy behind that, Dre. If you get with a younger woman, I always say they both want money. The older woman wants a man with money and status. Yes or no?
Yes.
Hypergamy doesn't change with age. And the younger woman wants a man with money and status. So what do you choose? Do you choose the older woman that may or might not be close to menopause or menopausal? Or do you get with a younger woman that haven't been ran through, because some of these younger women been ran through, and you want to run with that? I mean, which one do you get, Drake?
You get with the one that I always say best suits you, but the one that, like you just said, that's not. When culture says ran through, don't just sit back and think about the physical ran through.
Right.
Also think about the psychological ran through. There are some women that are older that you're going to be paying the price for her last 5 boyfriends. To where as a younger woman, she might not have had that many serious relationships that have that emotional baggage of ran through. So it's a lot easier to deal with them than to deal with a woman that she hasn't had a chance to sit down with any therapy. She's 70% are overweight. She doesn't want to do anything that has to do with being active. And she's got an attitude about everything, no matter what color, culture, no matter race, color, or creed in the States. And so now you're telling yourself, okay, should I get with this older woman? But you got to realize you got a lot of baggage that's going to come with that, including that 9 times out of 10, she's going to have some kids. So now you're going to get with this older woman. 9 times out of 10, she got kids. And in many of you cases, let's be real. The way that they throwing babies out there in the United States, you go get with somebody got some grandkids. So now you active, you 50 something, early 60 something. You if you got kids, they grown and gone. And now you getting with this woman that's right around your age, and she got not only kids but grandkids. You ain't even
Valentine's
got your own
Day,
grandkids.
and what better
All
topic to
these
discuss?
things need to be taken in consideration before you make that mistake of saying automatically, I want somebody my age. Do you really want somebody?
Right.
When they talk about the sugar daddy thing, people are going to talk like that no matter what. I tell men, you're going to get your critics. If you get with a younger woman, you're going to have your critics.
Right.
If you get with a woman from another country, you're going to have a critic. You're going to have a critic if people find out that you're a woman from another state. Yes, there are women that's like, so why you with her? Why she ain't from around here? You're going to have all that whole dance that you're going to deal with. So that's why I said, brothers, live your life. Walk in what you plan on and what you want. And like I said, being with a younger woman who is ready to be with the older man, who was raised to be with older men, that's a benefit that I have. But for those of you that can't do this, there is nothing wrong, and I'm going to repeat this. There is nothing wrong with being with an older woman because you ain't built for this. I'll say this again. Just because you attracted, ooh, she looks fine, doesn't mean that you're built to have a relationship with younger women. So if you're not built for this, yes, get with a woman that's your age, just a few years younger. And there's nothing wrong with that.
Right. I agree. I totally agree. Shout out to my man Tevin King for the 10. He said support black male media. I appreciate it. Thank you, Tevin King, for that 10, brother.
Right. That's a deal,
that's a deal, right? I appreciate it, brother Tevin King, for showing up.
Right. That's a deal, right?
Thank you, sir, for that 10. And we're going to get deep into it. Dre, this is a good conversation. And Dre, the reason why I decided to do this, because there is a such thing called the minimization of masculinity, where we tend to minimize the rights and the needs of men and their desires. Consistent with what Dr. Glasser said, he said the needs drive behaviors. I got another clip I want to show. I'm going to get through this, and I'm going to continue to break down this Jay Speed thing. It's going to be deep, but hold tight.
Can't be ignored, and depending on the people in the rela. In the same vein, Farr mentions that it's common for the legitimacy of age gap relationships to be questioned, with a younger, gold digger partner supposedly only in it for the money, or an older, cougar, or cradle robber, only in it for sex and appearances. This is something that may not matter for couples with a solid and secure relationship, but it could wreak havoc if there's a lack of trust or communication between partners. In some instances, these perceptions could also be reality, as Lee points out that power imbalances can also impact the long-term viability of age gap relationships. Power imbalances can lead to issues with decision-making and control, she says. For instance, if the older partner is more financially secure, they may consciously or unconsciously try to control the trajectory and decisions of the couple, which may ultimately cause a rift. Safeguarding age gap relationships against challenges. According to research, older partners in an age gap relationship tend to be more satisfied with their relationship for the first 6 to 10 years than partners in a similarly age-matched relationship. But after the initial years, their satisfaction declines at a more significant rate than age-matched partners. The researchers also found that age gap couples who experienced worsening finances had a bigger decrease in marital satisfaction compared with similarly aged couples.
Dre, I want to challenge something real quick, real brief. I want to get through this. But, I always tell people, Dre, that in relationships, there's a such thing called healthy control. There should be healthy control in a relationship. And if you're the leader of your wife, the leader of your family, You should have healthy control. Healthy control is not the same as unhealthy control. Some things, Dre, can be what's called mutually inclusive. They're mutually inclusive. So there's nothing wrong with having healthy control, Dre, meaning setting limits around your value system and putting boundaries around your value system, because according to the scripture, the woman was made for the man. The man is supposed to lead his woman. But give me your thoughts on that. But shout out to one of your people, Dre, D Payne, thoughts and opinion. He said, Dre, what are your thoughts on the difference in dating older or younger single women in America versus overseas? Answer that, Dre, briefly, but then also about healthy control. Go ahead, Dre.
Okay, let's do healthy control first, and then we'll come back to your question, D Payne, and I'll let Culture pull that back up in a second. When it comes to healthy control, that's a must. If you are not a man that can do healthy control for your family, you will lead your family down the wrong path. I like what they said in the clip about a lot of times older younger relationships kind of wane if economics start to wane. And of course your health starts to wane in other areas. It's absolutely true, but it could happen in a same age relationship. The money starts going down, you both could be the same age and the arguments could start happening. So that could happen at any age. So, but when it comes to what Culture is saying, healthy control, he's saying that you are expected to be a leader, a person that takes the family in a direction, a trailblazer. In my house, I am the leader. My wife is the manager. I cannot lead without her managing all the stuff once we get to the destination or the level that we're getting to. Andre does so much behind the scenes that if I had to do it, oh, bruh. And I'm not just talking about cooking, cleaning. I'm talking about paperwork, negotiations. She does all our visa work. She does the visa work for a bunch of you other guys that are trying to come to Colombia and get your visa. She does all that paperwork. She's back in school for a master's degree. She's just doing so much with her channel and her brand. So she's got a lot on her plate for herself, yet she manages the family as well. And plus she's an accountant, so she does tax work as a bookkeeper down here as well that she was doing when we met. So all these things take consideration. She manages all this. She makes sure that all I know is, Andre, you got a doctor's appointment on Tuesday. Andre, you got an eyeglass appointment on Wednesday. Andre, Friday, we're going to blah, 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 blah. Dude, I don't be knowing nothing about all this. I would be lost. My job is to take the family as a leader in a particular direction. And once we get to that direction or that level, it's allow me to, my job as a leader is to step back and let her manage that level that we're on now. And now as she's managing, my job is to survey the next level of life that we're going to go to. That's what Culture was saying in regards to healthy control. Also, healthy control is the ability to have no problem with telling your gorgeous, attractive, fun wife, no.
Right.
Ability to tell an attractive woman that you really are into, no. They make movies about how men are, when the wife turns to him and just give him that look. Yes, dear. No other country that I know of says, yes, dear, but the United States. Now, do women have strong personalities in marriages in other countries? Yeah, that could happen. Not in all, but in different marriages and different scenarios, yes. Does my wife have a strong personality? Yes. She doesn't ask me, do I want to go to an appointment or do I want to go here or there? She lets me know, Andre, you got a doctor's appointment on this. We got eyeglass appointments on that day. She's not asking me at all. But when it comes to the direction that the family is going, you have to look past that your wife is attractive or that the intimacy is good or that she's just a great younger woman and you're worried that she's going to leave you. You must master the art of saying no in certain areas, just like you master the art of saying yes. And that's controlled, and that's correct or powerful control in a relationship. That's a true leader, having the ability to turn to your woman and say, well, babe, how about we do this? You're not just saying no, we're not doing that, but saying how about we do it this way, or what do you think about we do it that way, or how about we prolong it and we end up doing it and we come back to this in a couple of weeks.
Right.
Compared to just yes, dear, whatever you say, dear.
Right.
That's what culture is saying. Culture is saying there is a value that a younger woman gets from you having that particular type of masculine leadership control. And then now we can go back to
Okay. All right. Yes, sir. Sister Bashua said my husband was emphatic about not getting with a woman from his hometown again. He says they are too masculine and traumatic. My hometown is 2 hours away, and about everyone in my family is married. And they don't understand, Dre. Once again, there's a vibration that comes along with getting with a truly feminine woman that understands her assignment, falls in line, no order, no structure. A woman really benefits from the tutelage of an older man like yourself and myself if she's willing to allow herself to be a conduit for change. You're going to take care of your wife. Hopefully you'll live as long as God allow you to live. And you guys can have beautiful babies and healthy babies. But once again, you are the leader of that family. I always tell women all the time, I don't care how smart you is, how intelligent you is, it does not supersede your role and your responsibility as serving and respecting your husband. And other cultures, Dre, they get that. Go ahead.
Hey, Coach, I don't want to interrupt your thoughts, but you just said something about me passing on. You know, when God gives, when my days comes, it comes. My wife often says, "There's no rule that says that you're going to pass on first, Andre."
That's true, right?
Because the reason why, because she's experienced it in her family that the husband was older, but the wife passed on.
Right.
Younger.
That's true.
So
that's very true.
The reason why I treasure my wife, not because she's young, but because she's right. I'm gonna say this again. Not just because she's young, but because what she said was right. There is no rule in the rule book that says that Andrea couldn't pass on prior to me passing on. And so we both treasure each other's days. See, some guys, and that's what it goes back, culture, to what we were talking about. A lot of guys ain't built for this, being with a younger woman, because you automatically make the assumption, I got a younger woman, she'll outlive me. That's not necessarily true.
That's true.
So you got to be prepared to treat her days with the value and love and appreciation that she treats your days because you're older, with the love and the value and appreciation. Go ahead, Coach.
No, I agree. Go ahead and ask.
There's a difference because what ends up happening is you have the in other countries, they are groomed to expect an older man to come along. So that's no problem. Secondly, when it comes to being with an older man, they have no problem with the fact that how can I word it? They've been raised for that. They've been raised to take care of an older man. What older man? Their fathers. See, in the United States, there's a lot of fathers that are missing. So they don't get a chance to be around an older man. And so in many other countries, their dads are there. Now, I'm not saying it's 100%, because every country have baby daddies and baby mamas. But what I'm saying is, well, in my wife's case, as you're picking out your younger woman, pick out a younger woman that's had older men experience, whether she dated an older man, or whether her dad groomed her, or whether her older brother or brothers groomed her, that she's all her uncles, she's been in the presence of maturing around older men. Don't get with a young woman that has not had experience of being groomed around older men. That's another thing that keeps me a balance. When Andrea said, well, my dad when I was 11 years old, he groomed me to cook for me, my brother, and him. And my dad, my dad said, baby, I don't care if you burn it. I don't care if you burn the food, but we're going to take our time. We're going to take the months and the years out to show you how to cook and take care of a family.
Right. Go ahead. Go ahead, Dre.
Whereas In the States, that's rare that you'll find a dad that sits down. Now, like Shaq said, I'll give you a perfect example. Shaquille O'Neal said. Shaquille O'Neal says this, and a couple of other entertainers have said this about their daughters. I've ruined my daughters for marriage. My daughters will die alone with money because I didn't raise them to take care of a family. I raised them to be independent and just wise with money. So
Right.
Shaquille knows
Right.
my daughters will have money, they will be successful, but they will die alone. And that's sad. Coming from the dad because he didn't raise them
Valentine's Day,
to
and what
be
better
able
top
to with the next older man.
No, I agree with that, man. And you know, I don't raise my girls that way, Dre. I teach my daughters to respect men and leadership, and I tell them the importance of getting married at a younger age. Like my oldest daughter is 25. Her husband is, I believe, 40. And she'll be 26 this year. But you know, she got married, got a beautiful baby. You know, and she did it the right way. She went to school, went to college. And she did it the right way. And I'm gonna teach my middle daughter that way. And I'm gonna teach my baby girl. Don't throw away your good years, because your good years are important. And so many of those women squander their years, Dre. But then they get mad at you, Dre. And they want men that got money and status. And Dre, they want you to take care, not some of their children,
Somebody.
but all their children, Dre. All their children.
And mine,
They want you to take care of all their children.
Somebody needs to be
when they're-
accountable, and they need to pay.
They want you to get all their children, Dre, in their latter years, man. And with the time and the energy I put into building myself, I would never settle for no crap like that. Andrew Baker said, salute Dre and Kosher at 54. As a 54-year-old black man, I can't remember the last time I dated a woman near my age, but at least 15 years younger, whether it be in the States or other countries. Life does get better if you're productive. And Andrew Baker, thank you for the $1,100 pesos. Hold tight.
That's a good man right there.
He is a good man.
Oh yeah.
And you're right, Andrew Baker, they don't really care about us like Michael Jackson said. And that's why I do these shows. Shout out to Black Nubian. He sent Dre a $2 cash out, super chat, nothing said. And then also shout out to Ray Hammerforth said something about dating. He said that, I don't know what he said. He said, stay away from Colombia, only date Thailand and Brazil. Tell me what you think about that in a minute, Dre. And then let me read this cash out real quick. Shout out to Top Gun. Top Gun said, salute bros, and to the chat. And he said, you may proceed. And in the words of Porky Pig, not Porky Pig, Dre, but Porky Pig. That's all, folks. But what did you say about that briefly? I'm going to get back to this. I have another clip I want to show you guys. And I'm going to get into the J Speed show. But what do you think about that, Dre? Go ahead.
Oh, I love it. Did you actually think that I would come up here and argue for Colombia? Oh no, I just read an article. Colombia just broke a record. It just broke a record. The most tourists that Colombia has ever had in 1 year. Mm-hmm. Almost 6 million people have come to visit Colombia and had no issues. Mm-hmm. I'll say it again. 6 million people were not a part of the pay for play arena that didn't get drugged, that didn't get robbed. They came here, had a good time, and went back home. And so for all you guys that think that I'm gonna argue for Colombia, no. You go to Philippines. Yes, you do. Go to
Right.
DR, go to Thailand. Don't come here. We still breaking records. People are still coming here and enjoying themselves. And they said the number one reason people come here because Colombia ranks number 5 in the world as one of the most beautiful countries. Mm-hmm. Colombia ranks also number 5 in the world for people that have altruistic or emotional intelligence. They're very caring people. Not all, but most people are here. Very caring. So for all that sit back and say, don't go to Colombia, no, go ahead. All right, no problem. There'll still be 6 million people. And I literally just read the article this morning while we were on the plane. So don't come.
So you hurt your feelings. Hold on, Dre.
Valentine's
Hold
Day,
on,
and what
hold on.
better top 50-year-old woman communication is required. Farr states that this internal challenge is likely one of the most difficult, as it can be hard to make room to accommodate a partner's needs when they're at a different life stage. One way to work through this challenge is to build strong and consistent communication. Relationships begin to experience fractures when communication falters, she says. Then, of course, there are external challenges as well. The social stigma surrounding age gap relationships can't be ignored, and depending on the people in the rela. In the same vein, Farr mentions that it's common for the legitimacy of age gap relationships to be questioned, with a younger, gold digger, partner supposedly only in it for the money, or an older, cougar, or cradle robber, only in it for sex and appearances. This is something that may not matter for couples with a solid and secure relationship,
Okay, yes, sir.
but it could...
Go ahead, Dre.
One of the things that they mentioned, two things: communication when it falters. That's in any relationship.
Right.
It doesn't matter the age gap, but they're absolutely correct. When it comes to age gap relationships, Andre and I will tell you our number one tool, and the reason why we waited 5 years, and the reason why it's so cool to have a younger woman, because you can take 5 or 6 years to be with a younger woman who's a good one, not just any younger woman. Develop a communication relationship, so when you do have kids, you guys know each other so well. Your spidey senses kicking in so well that when you have kids, it's not like with couples that rush and have to have the kid within the first year and a half, and they don't know each other. And the number one group of individuals who didn't communicate are getting divorces are empty nesters. I just read an article: a 99-year-old man just divorced his 97-year-old wife. So don't think that when couples are older, many of us have heard the term where they're only together for the kids. And once the kids get out, then they'll file. Number one group of divorcees and divorcers are between the age of 50 and 70 years old in the United States. Not
That's
young,
true. Great divorce, right?
because they had the children early, because they were both of the same age window.
Right.
They never got a chance to become good communicators together.
Right.
Because I got a younger wife, I could use 5-6 years. She's still in her 20s, or even, let's say, early 30s in some cases, to where you can build a communication relationship and be able to say, now we're going to focus on having a family or expanding a family. But if you are in one of those relationships to where communication falters, no matter what age it is, or if you're same age or different age, it's going to impact you no matter what. So one of the things I always say, and that's why I say the culture, stop the video, is because he's correct. That communication is a must. And that's why we purposely took 5 years out plus to say we're going to learn about each other. The other thing that's a benefit for younger women culture when it comes to us older men is this: we old enough to know what we want.
That's true.
Ladies, I'm gonna tell you something. If he with you for 4 years, you ain't who he want. You who he tolerate. You can think.
Right.
Come on, coach.
Right.
I was talking to some guys on a live stream the other day, and I was saying that when you get of a certain age culture, you can literally at a 4-second glance tell who you can be intimate with and who you ain't got a chance with. It's like everything moves in slow motion. You're like, I can be with her, not her, not her, not her, not her, her. You it's just like in 9 times out of 10, your guesses are correct. Because as an older man, you have so much experience that your spidey senses can tell you within a few seconds that person's got potential. Let me get to know her. She might be the one. So it only took me 6 months to know that was the one. I just talked to another brother. It took him 3 months to know that his wife was the one. Because he's an older, mature man, his spidey senses are keen enough to know which one ain't about the right and which one he should give time to. And if you're an older man that doesn't have your spidey senses keen, what do we call them? Old fools.
Right.
Who's not mature, he's an old fool.
Right. Shout out to Dre. This is for you, brother. Shout out to J Rag Soul Fiesta. He said living in Colombia 5 years, all over Colombia. Nothing ever happened to me. But yeah, go to the DR or Thailand, por favor. Shout out to Jay Moore. He said, listen to Denver. Another one for you, Dre. Another $5 super chat. Thanks for the knowledge. And here's my homie, Dr. Ron Neal. I got a clip for him, guys. I got a clip. Dre, this is going to be a powerful clip. It's going to add to what you were talking about. And shout out to Doc for the 20, as he's one of the number one sponsors of the stream on tonight. He's saying, ignore the stigma, brothers. Enjoy your lives. The younger woman is a better option, guys. And if y'all don't believe me, I'm going to show y'all this clip again. I'm 2 clips, so we're going to get to it. I'm going to get through this, and I'm going to show you that clip. And then we're going to get to Jay speak. Because Jay is, Andre is always writing verbal dissertations. Me and Drake will be talking for 10 hours and still ain't touched the topic. Because Dre is a scholar. So hold tight. Let me show you this guy, because I love with Dre. I told you guys one time I was talking with Dre, and I did a whole show while Dre was talking, man. And that ain't no cap. But let me see if I can find that clip. My man Dr. Neal. And Dre, this goes back to the passport, bro, movement and reducing the minimization of masculinity.
I've never said this before. I've never advocated for this before. I'm gonna let Quentin and How To Man have it after this.
This is crazy.
I have never ever said this that I'm about to say right now, and I didn't think that I would ever come to this point. It's time to get y'all passports.
Nairobi, New Year's Eve, 2023, going into 2024. Yeah. We're doing the damn thing, baby. You see what I'm saying? We're doing the damn thing. You ready? You see what we're doing, baby? We're doing it right here, baby. We're doing the damn thing, baby. That's why we're doing it, baby.
And God, that's the power of dating a younger woman. Dr. Neal once again said, ignore the stigmas, enjoy your lives. The younger women are better. And there's power and vitality, because in America, there's a lot of minimization. And according to the late great Titty said that you get you a younger woman. So you gotta read so. All right, let me finish showing you guys this real quick. Then we're gonna get through it. And then we're gonna get to that video the doc said, and then we're gonna get to Jake's speed. I want to make sure I get to it. So hold tight.
Can also impact the long-term viability of age gap relationships. Power imbalances can lead to issues with decision-making and control, she says. For instance, if the older partner is more financially secure, they may consciously or unconsciously try to control the trajectory and decisions of the couple.
And guys, I want to say something. Dr. Ron Neal is an esteemed professor in a very prestigious school. Go check out his channel and subscribe. But also, guys, go get his book from Amazon, Beyond Death and Jail, Anti-Blackness, Black Masculinity, and the Demonic Imagination. He is a professional man like myself. We do these shows because we believe that black men are more or less on a span. I'm a licensed therapist. He is a professional scholar. And Dre is a well-traveled brother, is highly educated as well. And we do these shows because we want to empower and impact young men, single men, and also married men that have low self-esteem. We want to empower them as well. And so that's why these shows are so important and these shows are so vital. But hold tight.
Cause a rift. Safeguarding age gap relationships against challenges. According to research, older partners in an age gap relationship tend to be more satisfied with their relationship for the first 6 to 10 years than partners in a similarly age-matched relationship. But after the initial years, their satisfaction declines at a more significant rate than age-matched partners. The researchers also found that age gap couples who experienced worsening finances had a bigger decrease in marital satisfaction than age-matched couples, due to their different life stages. That said, while it may be a challenge to keep the love going strong, some of the other assumptions about age gap relationships appear to be largely unfounded. For instance, there's research to support that younger women in age gap relationships largely have secure attachment styles, debunking the idea that they may suffer from daddy issues. Other research also indicates that partners in age-discrepant relationships tend to score better on measures of trust, unselfish love, and jealousy than those in age-similar relationships. In other words, age gap relationships can be quite healthy. In fact, the age gap itself could lend itself to more and better communication about the relationship and each partner's expectations and needs. Because age is such a visible and constant marker in society, it will likely have a similar role within a relationship. An age gap can encourage more conversation in the partnership because the couple's difference tends to be at the forefront of the partner's experience. Thus they are more intentional about thinking about, and making space for difference, on a regular basis, explains Farr. And truly, any solid and lasting relationship boils down to communication, trust, and support. Both Farr and Lee emphasize that developing and committing to healthy. Older guys are more romantic. I'll be honest, when I was in my 20s,
Trey, what you think about that comment about older guys being romantic? Let that marinate. I'm going to get through this. Let that marinate, and then I'm going to finish this. I want you to respond to it. But hold tight.
I cared a lot about what my friends thought of me. If I showed my romantic side in front of any of my buddies in my fraternity, they would tease me about it for weeks. It's the same for most younger guys. They think that you can't be manly and romantic at the same time. Unfortunately, this often leads to them not treating their girl right and pushing her away. As a 50-plus guy, I know this from first-hand experience, as do most older men. That very fact makes older men incredibly attractive to younger women. No woman wants a man who plays games and makes her feel unloved. Date a 20-year-old, and she risks being treated like an afterthought whenever her man's friends are in town. Date a 50-year-old, and she pretty much guarantees love and respect regardless of who's in the room. It just is what it is. Get used to it. It will be you soon.
All right. What you think about that, Dre, briefly? Go ahead, brother.
Absolutely correct. Because as an older man, of course, you develop romance and romantic tendencies far more than you did when you were a younger dude. You know, you're a younger dude. You thinking with your testosterone, so you're thinking like, I gotta smash. You're not thinking about romance as much. You are, but not as much as when you are as an older man. You start to pick up the little cues of things that she likes and enjoys and expects from her man. To that's romantic. I'll give you a perfect example. Here in Colombia, Colombians are, and I just say the Latin community in general, are very touchy-feely. So if you're not a cuddler, a kisser for no reason, if you're not a person that just walk up and just stroke their back for no reason, if you're not a person that doesn't like to shower together, or if you're that doesn't like to send flowers to your woman for no reason, to just, they're heavy into public affection. So if you're not a person that's touchy-feely, you're not going to make it just in most Latin relationships. So it is also when you're an older man, you got to realize that, okay, there are certain things that I have to keep going no matter what my age is if I'm going to be with a younger Latin woman. And so we have no problem with that. Being an older man, you realize that being romantic is par for the course. All the things that women complain about you not being romantic about when you were younger, you start to discover as you're older, these things are a must. A romantic can also be you're a better listener. So when you're younger, your opinion counted. I'm the leader. But as an older dude, you start to realize, let me just hear her out and hear what she says. That's very romantic. Hearing or picking up little things, little cues that she says, you know what, that's one of my favorite shows. Well, let's watch that show together, or watch that movie together. Just little things like that are considered romantic to a lot of younger women, not just what you spoil them with or what you purchase for them or just in the bedroom. I always say this: if you cannot be the man outside of the bedroom, you cannot be Superman in the bedroom.
Right.
A lot of guys think because I can give her a bunch of orgasmic experiences that we're good. That's not true. There's a lot of dudes that gave women orgasmic experiences that are single right now and divorced, and she got half your stuff. But
right.
You see what I'm saying? So it's not romance. You realize that you're an older man. You start to realize that it's uh, not just about the intimacy part of romance. And I'm looking at the pictures that you're showing, and you see how happy the younger woman is,
Right,
just as
right,
much
right.
as the older guy is. A lot of times, people don't realize these younger women are happy just because y'all giving money. No, brother. We just described over the last hour and a half all that an older man can give a younger woman to make her smile like this young lady in this on this photo right here. The photos have nothing to do with money. I'm gonna tell you something. When I first came down here to Colombia, and I tell dudes that all the time, I came down here with $30,000. I had no dollars to spare. Oh, now we're doing six figures and all that, but when I initially met my wife, it wasn't I was balling. I had money to throw out there like I'm a sugar daddy, and she didn't want that from me. She literally was like, I don't want him to see me as a woman that could be purchased if you had money like that, Andre. And since I didn't come down here behaving like that, and she wasn't expecting a sugar daddy, as we progressed and grew and our businesses took off, now she can get whatever she wants. Why? Because we didn't even start on that. And a lot of you guys are such good guys, and you don't realize there are women around the world that are younger that want to be with you for you.
Oh no, I agree, and I think it's culture, but also Dre, I think you and I are from Gen X. We're from the generation where we serenaded women more. We're the generation that were write girls love letters. I think this generation plays a difference too. We don't mind being romantic to women. Say it again.
I did that a couple days ago.
Oh, did you really?
A couple days ago.
Right.
What?
Right.
Hey, we're
Yeah.
from that generation.
Right. Yeah. We didn't mind playing driving down I-95 with music on Anita Baker and serenade a woman because that was our generation. But this generation don't know nothing about that. But here's Dr. Ron Neal, guys, a professional black man, a good friend of mine. Him and I were in a movie called Frustrated. We were in Frustrated together, where we traveled abroad into Brazil. And listen to what Dr. Neal says, and look at the power and the happiness on his face with this beautiful Kenyan woman.
It's New Year's Day, 2024. We're living it up, having a wonderful time. Just enjoying ourselves. A brand new year, 2024, baby.
Tell me what you saw in that picture, Dre. What you see in that picture, brother?
I saw two people happy bringing the year together.
Right.
I saw people. I didn't see one person smiling. I didn't see one person look like they were conniving. I didn't see one person look like they were getting over on the other person. I saw two adult people really enjoying each other's presence, no matter what age it is, and bringing in the new year to celebrate it together. That's exactly what I saw. Her smile was just as big as his smile. I probably spent more time looking at hers because I see it in my wife. That enjoyment and that peace that so many women get when they get with a good older dude. Now, this is the part that I want to veer off to for a second, culture. You got to be the good older dude if you want to get a good younger woman.
Right.
You cannot get a good younger woman and just treat her like trash, or you got two or three younger women and you haven't talked to them and say, we might be in a poly situation. Talk to her. But if you're a dude that just automatically assume that you can just cookie cut what Doc is doing with the younger woman bringing the New Year's, what I've done and what other men have done when it comes to being with the younger woman, you're going to hurt your own feelings. You're going to disappoint yourself. You have to be a man that's built for this. Or I wasn't built for this in the past, but I'm built for this now. So you have to come to a conclusion. If I'm going to be with a younger woman or younger women, let's say you're single, younger women, be prepared to be the type of man that you're prepared to be with this type of woman. Because I'm telling you, it is not for every dude. Yes, sex or intimacy with a younger woman, any man can pull that off. Yes, you can. But seriousness and then wanting to come back to see you again, not every man can pull that off. So there is a special breed of man, no matter what race, color, of creed, can bring a smile to a woman the way that he brought the smile to that young woman.
Right. And you can tell from the energy, man, that the brother was extremely happy. And that's what I'm talking about, Dre. Being around someone that adds vitality to your life, someone that brings joy, somebody that brings happiness, somebody that understands the assignment, somebody that's been raised to be a wife. That's why I do these shows, because a lot of men are mentally distressed because the women they're dealing with don't respect them, honor them. They're dealing with unresolved trauma. They don't respect their men. They don't want to respect their men. You can have all the proper talking points. You can be well off, and they still think they're better than you as a man. And that's a problem, man. That's a serious problem, in my opinion. And that's why I do these shows. I'm gonna play this back again, and then I'm gonna get deeper into it. Hold tight.
It's New Year's Day, 2024. We are living it up.
I like that.
Having a wonderful time. Me and my Kenyan lady. See my beautiful Kenyan lady. We just enjoying ourselves. A brand new year. 2024, baby.
Look at how feminine she is, man. Listen to the sound, man. So feminine, man. So feminine.
That's another thing. You know, that goes back to guys that are using their passports and being with younger women. There's so much femininity globally that you're not just with a younger woman, but you're with a younger woman that presents femininity, submission, cooperation, fit. You could tell that she's fit. You could tell that she's friendly, very friendly on camera. She wasn't like one of those women that, I'm gonna say this, she's not like some of the women that dudes come down here to Colombia and get with, that they hide their faces on camera. You guys know who I'm talking about and what type of women I'm talking about. As soon as you pull your cell phone out, she's hiding her face or she's playing shy, even though she's the younger woman.
Right.
So some of you guys are getting with younger women, yes, in other countries, but you're getting with the wrong younger women. And that's what Kosher and I are talking about tonight. It's nothing wrong with that, but make sure you vet out the correct ones if you're going to be with a younger woman.
No, I agree. Let's break this down, Dre. This is powerful. Let's break this down. This is Jay Speed, and we're going to look at the hypocrisy of so many modern women. I didn't have a problem with what he said, but of course, people don't listen. They respond from an emotional response. You saw the comments. Let's look at it and let's break it down. Fair use.
Okay. I have a little cold, so I might sneeze in a second, so let me apologize.
I got you. I've been watching the whole time when you put the paper in front of you.
Yeah, when I'm putting my paper up, I'm cleaning my nose,
I got
guys. All right. So JSpeed65, where you calling us from?
Los Angeles, California, the city of the angels.
Okay, LA. What's your zodiac sign?
Cancer.
Cancer. You have any kids?
I have 5.
5 kids.
48 to 20. 48 to 27.
Give me all 5 ages, please.
48, 47, 46, 30, 33, and 27.
Are they all by the same woman?
2 marriages.
2 marriages, okay. When did you get divorced last?
1997.
Okay. And what do you do for a living? Are you retired?
I'm a retired stuntman.
Shout out to my man, I'm Gregory Scotland for the $10 cash super chat. He said, Kosher, you, Dr. Thunder, BGS, Dr. Neil, Andre, Crimson Curl, Edward Anderson, Dr. Johnson, Angry Man offer great value to the Red Pill spaces. I appreciate it, brother. Thank you, sir. And that's the deal, right? I appreciate it, brother. Thank you, sir.
You've been here long enough. You've been down in Babylon long enough.
Actor, and I run a transition home for mentally ill and people with substance abuse.
All right. So you're a retired stuntman actor.
Yes, ma'am.
And what else do you do?
I run a transitional home for people who have mental challenges and drug addictions.
Okay, just out of curiosity, because everybody's calling you Samuel L. Jackson. Did you ever do stunts for Samuel L. Jackson?
I did stunts for Samuel L. Jackson. I did stunts for Cindy Poitier and a lot of other black actors at the time, because it's not that many stuntmen in Hollywood.
Okay. Well, they were calling you Samuel L. Jackson, so I guess they indirectly knew.
When I get mad, I pretty much sound like me, or he sounds like me.
Okay, and then you also do what again? You run a mental
people with mental challenges and people who have drug addiction.
And you run a home for them?
Yes, I do. I have 18 clients and I used to have 30, so I'm cutting back a little bit.
Okay.
And
All right,
they live in the home 24/7.
You live in the home with them?
Yes. I'm in my studio now, but yeah. Yes, I do.
So they live. So you run a big house with them inside of it?
Yes.
So Jace B used to be in Hollywood. Andre, he was a stuntman for Sidney Poitier and other actors. He's in good shape. He's an herbalist. He's 65. He swims. He's shooting ball. He's 65, but he said, I don't have the energy of a 65-year-old man. I understand what the man is saying, that he don't want a woman his age, because I'm not saying every woman his age is like that. There are anomalies, but let's be real. Based on the average, a woman 65 or in her 50s, she might be dry. So I don't have a problem with what he's saying. What are you getting out of this, brother?
I realize based off what he's saying now, he's laying the foundation of who he is. He's given a great introduction. I own this. I've done that. I've been successful in both endeavors. So I'm looking for somebody that could be parallel to a successful black man that has done things that very few black men have done in the stunt world. And if we be honest, very few black men have done when it comes to helping those such as you, Culture, when it comes to helping those with mental health. You know, there are very few people out there in the United States that do what you do and do what he does. So he's laying a good solid foundation right now to validate why he would want a younger woman in his life. Once again, I'm going to say this before you continue on. You better believe that brother's DMs were packed full of young black women.
Right.
As soon as he said he did stunts for Sidney Poitier and Samuel, oh man, come on now.
Yeah, I agree, man. I totally agree. Hold tight.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So when you have a lady friend, you bring her to the house?
No, I pretty much keep my business separated from my. Well, I haven't had a lady friend in a while. That's why I'm on your show.
Okay, well, I'm just curious though. You are looking for a lady friend, so let's talk about this. If you get into a relationship, is this the home you bring her to?
No, it'd probably be something I'll introduce her to her, just to let her know that this is what I do, but I keep my profession separated from my personal
I have a
life.
question, so let me be more clear. Is this your home? Do you live here? Is this your place?
Yes, it is. Yes, this is, and I have another home in Gardenia.
Okay, that's what I was trying to figure
So
out.
she
I thought it was
probably
your
be
only
visiting
home.
the Gardenia. Okay. Oh, okay.
So it's not your only house?
No, ma'am.
Okay, that's what I want to get. Okay. Let's do it now. Let's get into it. J Speed, 65, Cancer, LA, dad to 5, married twice. His kids are by his 2 ex-wives.
And let's not stop there for a second, Culture.
Okay, hold on.
He also runs a mentally
Go ahead, brother.
Let's not let that slide by. This video took place during the time period of economic challenges in California.
Right.
You just had Sylvester Stallone said, I can't afford to live here. I'm out. You're talking about a dude that's like balling. And he's like, Sylvester Stallone, the last I looked, was like 650, $700 million. And even he left California in Los Angeles, like, I'm out. This past week, I just read that article. And so for this brother to own you got to realize the foundation that this brother's laying. To say that he owns 2 homes in this economy in LA that's why I continue to say that brother's DMs, you better believe it blew up. Because he's laying a stern foundation, not only showcasing the fact that he's healthy. If I'm not mistaken, I noticed that he may have the chocolate dimples for the ladies, as well as he's got a baritone voice, like individuals such as yourself, the Barry Whites type guys.
Right.
So he showcased, no matter, think about it, culture, all they could reach for in the comment sections was his age. Because he hit all the check marks of what a woman would want in a man, no matter what race, no matter what culture. He's hit all the check marks from laying the foundation. You find very few men of all ages that have ever been on Kendra G with a pedigree in which this brother has. So the only thing that they had to attack in the comment section was, oh, he's older. That's it. This dude has an excellent foundation in which he's laying. I just want to talk about that in regards to, I want that to skip past regarding a brother that owns 2 houses right now in LA with the market the way that it is.
Right. You know, and Jason B and I have had words in the past. We might not agree on all worldviews, but the man is right on this particular part of the show, man. I ain't got nothing against it, brother. We had a couple of words in the past, but we squashed it. But the man is spot on. I don't have a problem with what he's saying. I think he got the right to do what's best for him. Hold tight.
Challenge home. All right. What kind of woman are you looking for?
Pretty much it's gonna be different because I really have tuned in your show, I think, about 4 or 5 times, so I don't know exactly the establishment of relationship that you have on your show. I'm looking for something totally different. I'm looking for something almost like a lease relationship. The 2 people that could get together and just go out and have outings or go and do things, because I am a very busy person and I'm pretty much here 24/7. So it had to be on a schedule where we can get together, maybe some events she might want to go to. She want to have somebody, and it may be an event that I want to go to, and something like that. More than.
So you said you want what kind of relationship?
It'd be like a lease.
Oh yeah, a lease. What do you mean you want a lease relationship?
Well, lease relationship is
it.
like there's really no strings attached. Most of you all would call it an open relationship, but I wouldn't call it that because I wouldn't be dating multiple people at one time. So I couldn't call it that. So I'm talking about something that maybe a person just don't have somebody in their life and they don't like to show up to different places or go different places without having somebody on their shoulder. That's mostly what I'm looking for.
Now, outside of events, do y'all spend private time together?
Most certainly we would.
So
I'm still alive.
Let me just ask you this. Why not just desire a relationship? Why would you call it a lease relationship?
Because number one, I'm not going to be in America too much longer, maybe less than a year. So I don't want to get somebody totally involved in a relationship that, is supposed to be growing into something it's never going to grow into, because I don't take sand to the beach. When I get to Africa, I'll probably find my true soulmate. And so that's why I say the things I say.
Now I get it. So when are you moving out the country?
I hope in the next 11 months I should be.
Before the year's over?
Yes, ma'am.
So basically you want a woman friend that could be your companionship, but know that you're moving within a year and the relationship would then be over.
Yes. Well, it would probably be something that we would still probably communicate. If she wanted to visit Africa or something like that, that'd be more than fine with me, but not something that we would be building into a marriage or something like that.
Do you want to get
if that
married?
happened, oh yes, I do.
But you prefer to meet your wife in Africa?
Most certainly.
Okay. What's the age range you would date, J Speed?
35 to 45. If you in menopause, you can't be 45.
So you want to go 30 years younger?
Well, what I want to do is somebody who's active. Someone I'm a very active person.
Hey,
I
Culture, could you
swim,
stop
I
there for a
hike.
minute? I'm gonna share with you guys a story. Some of you guys who watched our channel already heard this story before. Before I went on monk mode, before I met my wife, maybe 6 months before I met Andrea, and I decided that I was going to relocate to Colombia. I had done a couple of trips to Colombia. True story. And I did literally what he's requested. There was a couple of people, and I came to them. I said, "Listen, I am not going to be in the United States." And like I said, this is before I met Andrea, and before I went on monk mode where I wasn't messing with anybody. I literally told this particular person, these two particular people, I'm not going to be in the United States. I've decided that I'm going to leave out the country. I'm just looking for somebody that's looking for a companion. We can do this, we can do that. I'll never give you a Christmas present. You'll never get literally, this is what I said. You'll never get a Christmas present, a Valentine's Day present, I'll never meet your parents, your pastor, your children. If you're cool, I say, what's your favorite wine? They told me their favorite wine. I said, what's your favorite music? Old school R&B. I said, cool. I say, if this works for you, just like he's saying, let me know. And we can take it from there in regards to, you can come over to the crib twice a week, Wednesday and Friday. We have our fun. Bam. As time progressed, I put an end to that. I went on monk mode. And then, a few months after that, I met Andrea. But my point is it's not far-fetched for a man to be honest with women. And I kid you not, one of the women told me, she said, the one woman said, I can't do that. I'm looking for a relationship. I had to respect that. But the other one said, because you were honest, Andre, and you told me up front, let's do this. Once again, because this brother is honest, and I'm thinking this brother's DMs were packed full of women because he's being straight up and honest, and these women knew. So let's put it like this: I'm a prime example of what he's saying works. So for some of you brothers that lie to women in the States and don't tell women in the States that you're moving to another country, stop that. Be honest with them or leave them alone. Go on monk mode. In other words, don't mess with anybody in the States and just bring your intimacy to another country. Because being honest, like he is and like I was, there are women that will be with you for that last year, in his case, just because you were honest. I am living proof of what he said is 1,000% true. And that's why, another reason why I said that's why his DMs were probably packed after this show.
Oh, no, I agree. I mean, he's straight up. He's honest. The man is 65. He don't look 65. He's a herbalist. He's probably a disciple of Dr. Sebi. And I don't blame him for saying he don't want a woman that's his age or maybe 50, because he's probably right. They might be dry. I'm not saying all are like that, but let's be real. Like he was saying, there are some 50-year-old women in excellent shape, but let's be real. A lot of men talk about, women hitting menopause. They would say, well, he's hitting andropause, but it doesn't look like it because he obviously knows what he's doing. So I don't have a problem with what he's saying. But once again, anytime men say what they want, it's a problem. Black men are always supposed to take the worst of the worst, where black men are actually venerated, sadly, in other countries, but not venerated here.
I run, I play basketball, I do all types of things. So I need somebody who's going to be active. And if you're not active and you just say you big boned or something, I'm not looking at your bones. I'm looking at the meat on your bones. You're going to have to move with me.
Mucho. So
He looking at the meat on the bones, not the big bones. See, you guys in the States let the women convince y'all with I'm big boned. There's no such thing as big bone. Skeleton is skeleton. So when it comes to somebody saying I'm big boned, the brother was absolutely correct. I'm not looking at the bones. I'm looking at the meat that's on the bones. That's the problem. It's the meat that's on the bones.
Yeah, y'all forgive me, man. This thing keeps popping up. I don't know what it's doing, but hold tight.
We got
And
the
they don't
culture.
like to show up to different places and go different places without having somebody on their show. But I wouldn't call it that because I wouldn't be dating multiple people at one time. So I couldn't call it that. So I'm talking about something that maybe a person just don't have somebody in their life and they don't like to show up to different places and go different places without having somebody on their shoulder. That's mostly what I'm looking for.
Now, outside of events, do y'all spend
Pause it,
private time
culture,
together?
if you don't
Most
mind.
certainly we would.
Yes, sir. Go ahead, brother.
Once again, literally, the blueprint that he laid down, I literally did that. There are women that are tired of going to concerts with their girlfriend. I had one that was so tired of going to concert with her girlfriends, she paid for front row seats just so she could be with me hanging out, just so she could be with me. She knew I'm leaving. She knew that I'm not I'm on monk mode, so she couldn't even get the intimacy. But she was so tired of just every time it's time to go to a concert, a play, a show, an event, it's with the girlfriends, with the girlfriend. She said, listen, I will pay for two front row seats for this concert if you go with me. She knew she wasn't gonna get no smash afterwards because I'm on monk mode. I ain't trying to smash those stateside chicks. And she went on ahead and got those concert tickets anyway. This man is 100%. And how I was doing it when I just told my story about the one young lady, and I told her, I said, you don't have to worry about me being with other women. I wasn't on monk mode yet with the first person I'm telling y'all about right now again. I hadn't met Andrea yet, so there was a window. And so this person, I was like, I'm with you twice a week. You're with me twice a week. And we'll take it from there. But she knew everything about me, saying I'm traveling the world now. I'm not going to be with anybody else here. You're the only one in the States that I'm going to be with. I'm telling you what this brother is saying. I've lived it. And I'm saying this not in a braggadocious way, but in a way to encourage you dudes, be like him. Don't, if you know that you're leaving the United States in the next 5 years, next 5 months, next year, or 15 years, be honest with the women in the States and watch how many women say yes.
Oh, I
Watch
believe
how
that.
many women that can say yes. Okay, cool. Because they're tired of being with their girlfriends. And if they can be with a male's presence, if only for his last year, they will take that over to going to another cabaret with their girlfriends. I promise you that. That's why I say pause it, because everything he's saying I did and is 100% true. And I know other brothers did it. And I'm trying to encourage men, don't lie anymore to women in the States about your desire to move to another country, because the one that you tell the truth, they're 9 times out of 10 gonna ride with you anyway.
Right. No, I agree with that. International Quiet Storm sent you a $10 super chat. I'm Dre. He said, I'm in the process of minimizing. I have narrowed my search down to a few countries. Family disowned me, which is crazy. Friends have outcasted me, and people I trust have turned their back on me. I'm on the right. I don't understand that for the man saying he wanted different, but it goes back, Dre, to what I say. It's a cognitive distortion. We live in a world, Dre, where the world say honor their father, their mother, and thy father. But that's not what the word says. It says honor thy father and thy mother. But because we live in a gynocracy, they don't respect men or male leadership or what men want. It's always based on what the woman says. And I can concur with what that brother is saying. Blizzard Abroad, Dre, hit you with a five. Super chat, he said this $5 for all for nothing. And he's true. Let's finish this to what he's saying. Hold tight.
I'm not going to be in America too much longer, maybe less than a year. So I don't want to get somebody totally involved in a relationship that, is supposed to be growing into something that's never going to grow into, because I don't take sand to the beach. When I get to Africa, I probably will find my true soulmate. Mm-hmm. And so that's why I say the things I say.
Now I get it. So when are you
Pause
moving
it
out the
again,
country?
culture. If you don't mind.
I hope in the next...
I'll be short with it. The
Okay.
reason why he said, and I'm gonna say this to some of you guys, no matter what country you're going to. The reason why he said, and she said, so you're not going to marry that person who you're going to be with, or be in a relationship with that person you're going to be with in the States. And so 9 times out of 10, you're going to marry somebody in Africa. Yes, I said the same thing. He refused to sell pipe dreams to American women. He
Mm-hmm.
wanted to marry somebody in the same geographical location that he was going to be in. He didn't say, I don't want to be married, even though I've been married twice. He said he was married twice before. But what he wanted to emphasize on is, why would I marry somebody in the States, or lie to somebody in the States, make up think they had a chance with me, when I know 9 times out of 10, I would meet my wife in the geographical location in which I'm going to move to. Just like me, I didn't lie to women in the States. Then, when I decided to be truly done with them, I went on monk mode, not sleeping with anybody in the States, and I met my wife in the country I'm moving to.
Mm-hmm.
So don't think that he's saying it against American women. No,
Mm-hmm.
he's being honest by saying it would be unfair and dirty of me to let an American woman think she's got a chance when she ain't got a snowball chance in hell, based off the geographical location I'm going to, not because she's not a good woman.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. People tend to personalize it, Dre, and I don't get it. But I encourage men to do what's best for them. It's called the right to self-determination. Black men are not beholden to anyone no more than black women are beholden. A black woman has a right to date who she want to date, and black men have a right to date who they want to date. If you want a good black man, give the black man a better product, and we don't see that happening no time soon. So, International Quiet Storm, brother, salute to you. I'm proud of you, and we're gonna keep giving this content, and so because it adds value to your life and to your mental wellness. Hold tight.
In the next levels, I should be.
Before the year's over.
Yes, ma'am.
So basically, you want a woman friend that could be your companionship, but know that you're moving within a year and the relationship would then be over.
Yes. Well, it would probably be something that we would still probably communicate. If she wanted to visit Africa or something like that, that'd be more than fine with me, but not something that we would be building into a marriage or something like that.
Do
And
you
if
want to get
that
married?
happened, oh yes, I do.
But you prefer to meet your wife in Africa?
Most certainly.
Okay. What's the age range you would date, J Speed?
35 to 45. If you in menopause, you can't be 45.
So you want to go 30 years younger?
Well, what I want to do is somebody who's active. Someone, I'm a very active
Correct.
person. I swim, I hike, I run, I play basketball, I do all types of things. So I need somebody who's going to be active. And if you're not active and you just say you big boned or something, I'm not looking at your bones. I'm looking at the meat on your bones. You gonna have to move with me.
Oh, child. So just want to be clear, you wouldn't date a woman that was 50?
If she's in a menopause stage, no. Hell no.
You have the right to your preference. I'm just asking.
I don't want to rupture myself, Kendra.
You don't want to what?
I don't want to rupture myself. There's
How
certain
come?
there's certain things happen to a woman when she's going through menopause, and they just don't work out for me.
Tell me why. I'm just curious. I'm getting education right now. So why couldn't you date a woman that had menopause?
Well, sometimes when women are going through menopause, I have known from my experience, they get dry as a box of crackers down there, and it's kind of, I just don't believe in false lubrication. And so I am an AKA Dickman, and so I ain't gonna rupture myself like that. Well, this is one of my problems, that I'm straightforward. See, I don't play games. I mean, I've been on this earth for a long time. I don't have time to play games. I say exactly what I want and the way I want it, and if you fit that criteria, then hey.
You know, we learn new stuff every day over here.
Just like I do. I learn 2 or 3 things every day.
Let's say it again, Mr.
Just like I do. I learn 2 to 3 things every day differently, from younger people, older people, even babies sometimes.
Okay. So, and I'm assuming this is past experience that has taught you why you would not date a woman in menopause.
Most certainly, because I always been into older women, even when I was younger.
Okay. So just 35 to
About
pre-menopause. If you
right,
have
yeah,
entered the menopause stage, you are not an option for him.
not at all. I'm not trying to bring a science project in my bathroom, or let me say my bedroom. I'm sorry.
You're not trying to bring a what?
I'm not trying to bring a science project in my bedroom. There's too many chemicals that have to happen in the bedroom when you're going through menopause.
Oh, 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 oh.
And then you
So
want to have the damn fan on all night long. You go freeze everybody in the house. Everybody got a damn cold because you having hot flashes. I'm not going to do that.
were
I'm
your
with him.
ex-wives, are they in the menopause stage? That's why you had to leave them?
No, they wasn't. But I'm just telling you, I've been out there for a long time there, Kendra. So I have
Huh?
experience with a lot of ladies. And I'm telling you, you run into the 911 when you run into women who have menopause. They be hot and ready in the mind, but they body is like, it's locked down. Matter of fact, they should put it on the shelf.
Now, Jay.
Why not put it on the shelf? I mean, if you have to go to that extreme to have a loving sexual experience in the bedroom, that's just too many chemicals in the bedroom. I don't know what they put in all of that lubrication, glide, live, and all that other bullshit. You're supposed to be producing that. And maybe if you do it right, you can get my juices of life.
Child, this conversation has turned all the way. Now, I'm going to just tell you a lot of women going to come for you, but
Now, Dre, that's called the minimization of masculinity. You remember the comments we saw earlier, correct?
Yep.
You saw the comments we saw earlier. Anytime a man say what he wants, it's a problem. Now, they don't have a problem saying that you got to be tall, you can't be broke, you can't be dusty, you can't be whatever. I don't have a problem with women saying what their preferences are. But as soon as this man say what he wants, he's an herbalist, he's 65, he's in good shape. Don't have a problem with he's saying. Because listen, we know, Dre, there are some women in their 40s and 50s that don't have issues with that because they're healthy. But it impacts different women in different ways. Some women only have minimal symptoms from menopause. Some have all the symptoms, like he was saying, dry, hot flashes, fan, they gain a lot of weight. But like he said, I'm 65 years old. He's 65. He ain't got a lot of time on this earth. So let that man eat, because he can go to the motherland. Older men like Jay Speed is venerated in the motherland and also in Colombia. What do you say about that?
Absolutely correct. It's amazing how how things are different in in Colombia, and not just Colombia, in other countries, of how a man is treated and understood compared to the United States. One thing that we have a bad habit with in the United States is we take everything personal.
Right.
So they take his personal statement as an attack upon them. When the camera goes off, these women know that they stick their head in that refrigerator because they're going through hot flashes. When the camera goes off, when Kendra G show go off, he's right. That intimacy part is dried in a box of saltines. So since they know that at that stage, even Kendra is kind of giving him pushback because she's on her way to that stage.
That's a good point. I didn't.
If he was 25 and she was a host at 25, she wouldn't care about his comment. But because Kendra is closer to that stage than closer than 25, she knows that she's on her way. And if she feels this, and a lot of the women in their audience felt this, if he feels that way, how many other men feel that way?
Right.
He's not a rarity. He's a norm. I'm going to say this again. That's why guys in the comment section were laughing so hard, because we realized, yeah, we can understand what this guy is saying. But here's the kicker, and I'm going to let you go into this culture. Is it not the same thing that Kevin was saying? When Kevin said, y'all should just give it away. Remember Kevin used to say, some of y'all, he used to say that some of y'all are brand new sales and you're a brand new product. And then as you get older, you go on the sale rack. And then as you get older, you go on the clearance rack. And as you get older, you go on into the thrift store with that. And some of you ladies, you're old enough to where you should just be giving it away for free at the Goodwill. That's what this man is saying. Literally the same thing that Kevin said. That you ladies that are on menopause and it's dry and it's no it shows that you're showing no desire towards your man. Why should you? I ain't gonna even lie. I don't know what it's like to be with somebody that's over, that's in their 50s and really in their mid 40s. I don't know. I ain't never been that high, so I can't tell you about the menopause. I've seen my sister and my mom go through it and sticking their head in the refrigerator. But stop me when I'm lying, though, Culture. I'm used to seeing them going through hot flashes, but me being with somebody that have hot flashes, I don't know. And so this man got more experience than I have, and so he's letting them know, like, listen, I've experienced it. It's not for me. I'm not insulting anybody, but women of that age is, he's saying that it's not for him, and I your choice is your choice. And since I've never been there, I guess I think just like he does subconsciously.
Yeah, I like what Cortez Smith said. He said people think erectile dysfunction is a problem in older relationships because of the anti-male propaganda, but the real problem is dryness. I'm Why are you laughing?
Because I am far from that planet, just like this brother is.
Right.
Dude, I kid you not. I don't know if I'm Benjamin Button in a black body, but because I take care of my health, I kid you not, I never had a moment of, well, baby, I catch you tomorrow night. It just ain't working tonight.
Right.
I mean, every man throughout his life had that moment where you like, oh, bro, you let me down. Every man has had that no matter what stage. But for the most part, at 57 years old, oh, no, your boy is still like a racehorse. I kid you.
That's good, man. That's real good.
That comes from taking care of your health, not being older. The stereotype, before I let you continue on, is you get older and if you've used it up. That's what women say.
That's a myth.
So much that it's not working anymore.
Right.
Absolutely correct. That's not true.
That's a myth. Not true. Right.
But if you take care of your, I'm talking in all sincerity to you younger brothers. All you do is that's under the age of, that's really under the age of 45. Start taking care of you, and I mean this from the bottom of my heart. If you want to be able to break some back skin in your 50s, start taking care of your health now, even in your 40s. All you do is in your 20s, do just like Austin Holloman is doing. Get your butt in somebody's gym, get you some water. The first thing that went on when I picked up Austin off at the airport, first thing we did was went to the grocery store and got him gallons of water.
Gallons of water, right.
I took care of my health in my 20s. So now I'm in my 50s. You guys in your 40s, in your 30s, in your 20s, I'm telling you, that's why this brother can make those statements. But here's the other part, Culture, that dudes don't realize. If you're unhealthy, your economics is not on point, you're an insecure man, you're not a good quality person, you're bitter about everything in life, you can't make those statements that brother made.
Right.
See, he's put himself in a position to be bold enough to make those statements. If you aren't doing that right now for your life, you can talk those statements, but you ain't for real. I be seeing you dudes, man, in GR, man, you 270, 310, 315. Some of you dudes are like 5'8", and you 280, and you expect to get the same type of women that this brother or even and I'm not saying this in a braggadocious way.
Right.
No, that's not gonna happen, bruh. You got to get off and get into somebody's gym while you're younger. So when you get older, and even as an older man, and so when you get older, you still are attracting those younger women. Not only because of your wisdom, your insight, and all the other things that's beautiful about being an older man, but because you look good. Because you look good for being an older man, just like this brother does. And that's why he can pull off in front of Kendra G what he's saying and not pull any punches because he's done the work.
Right. And if you've done the work, no one can shame you into taking a bad deal. But also, Dre, you know what I'm talking about. I've heard men, Dre, that said that, people think it's the man. Like they're trying to say it's him. That's why she's driving. No, it's not. Can I play a role potentially? But I know men, Dre, that have got with younger feminine women and their erectile dysfunction went away. It literally went away, Dre. Yeah. Because sometimes it's the energy that the women have. It's the energy. And right, the energy, man. Let's finish listening to a whole tape.
We learn new stuff every day over here. So why couldn't you date a woman that had its menopause?
Well, sometimes when women are going through menopause, I have known from my experience.
She said mental is mental.
There's a box of crackers down there, and it's kind of, I just don't believe in
She said mental.
And so I am an AKA Dickman, and so I ain't gonna rupture myself like that. Well, this is one of my problems that I'm straightforward. See, I don't play games. I've been on this earth for a long time. I don't have time to play games. I say exactly what I want and the way I want it. And if you fit that criteria, then hey.
We learn stuff. We learn new stuff every day over here.
Just like I do. I learn 2 to 3 things every day.
But say it again, Mr.
Just like I do, I learn 2 to 3 things every day differently. From younger people, older people, even babies sometimes.
Okay. So, and I'm assuming this is past experience that has taught you why you will not date a woman in menopause.
Oh, most certainly, because I've always been into older women, even when I was younger.
Okay. So, just 35 to pre-menopause. If you have entered the menopause stage, you are not an option for him.
Not at all. I'm not trying to bring a science project in my bathroom, or my bedroom. I'm sorry.
You're not trying to bring a what?
I'm not trying to bring a science project in my bedroom. It's too many chemicals that have to happen in the bedroom when you're going through menopause.
Oh.
And then you want to have the damn fan on all night long. You go freeze everybody in the house. Everybody got a damn cold because you having hot flashes. I'm not going through that. Experience in the bedroom, that's just too many chemicals in the bedroom. I don't know what they put in all of that lubrication, glide, live, and all that other bullshit. You're supposed to be producing that. And maybe if you do it right, you can get my juices of life.
Now, this conversation has turned all the way. Now, I'm going to just tell you a lot of women going to come for you, but I have a feeling you don't give a damn. But some will say, at 65, who's to say that you can still perform at a high level?
Well, I can tell you this much. And this probably gonna turn off half of the women, and I'm cool with that. All right. Way before Viagra, my middle name was Viagra. Matter of fact, I think I should be suing the company for even taking my name. That's the way I roll in the bedroom. Number 2, my dad always told me if you're strong in the backbone, you ain't got to use your jawbone. So I don't care if she got Kentucky Fried Chicken in her drawers, I ain't eating nothing. Because I told you I'm an AKA Dickman. I don't have to go like that.
Not if she got Kentucky Fried Chicken in her underwears, you wouldn't eat it.
I ain't eating nothing. I come through that time, Kendra, when you was 16, 17 years old, somebody told you to go down on them, or your friends was kidding you about going down on them. That was a fight. So all this freaky stuff y'all doing, licking butt and all that other shit, I ain't doing all that. Okay. Once you do all that, your woman should never respect you.
Hold on, Dre. Shout out to Will the Trio. Dre hit you with a $9 cash out. He said talking about going hard in the paint. No doubt. Hold tight.
Now, let me, okay. Let's keep going. I'm gonna take a photo of these questions, but you got some questions coming in.
Most certainly, I know I have some.
You want me to start? Someone said, Allison said, child, what's going to Africa? He needs to go now. That thing this doesn't make sense, Allison, but it says, LOL, that thing at thinking like he's saying at 65. I don't really get it. But I think she's trying to
I
say you
don't get
probably
that
are not
neither. That's,
performing.
I mean, I know I speak Ebonics sometimes, but that shit goes way beyond the scope of Ebonics.
Oh, okay. They're telling me, do you have a YouTube channel? They feel like you're here just to get followers for your YouTube channel.
Oh, okay. Let's make this clear. I've been into Facebook, YouTube, since 2010. That's number one. My channel is an information channel. People have to get help. I'm not monetized. I never try to be monetized. Anytime my channel to get close to 1,000, I always get rid of them because I want my channels to be about information about people with health. There's a reason why I look the way I look at 65, 6 feet tall, 195 pounds. It's because of my diet. Because I don't use medication, I use herbals. I've been a herbalist for 45 years. So my channel is not selling anything but one thing for us to be better with our health.
Okay. Well, I guess he told you he has a YouTube channel, but he don't make money. He just does information. All right, Jay, let me keep going. Does the woman have to look a certain way?
Yes, she do. She almost had to be dark, so dark she don't even have a shadow. I love dark skinned women.
She's like that.
I ain't mad at
Jay,
it.
you are funny.
That's what I keep women around for being funny.
She
I
gotta
have
be
your
so.
ass laughing all the way to the bedroom.
I never heard someone say she gotta be so dark she almost don't got a shadow.
Most certainly.
Okay, is that the only requirement? Is her complexion?
Um, well, height. Um, I come from a family with tall sisters, and my father wasn't tall, but my mother was, so she has to be about 5'6" on up. And she can stop right at about 5'9" because most women like to wear them 2 inch, 3 inch heels, and I ain't have to walk around with nobody taller than me.
How tall are you?
I'm 6'1" and a
6 feet.
half.
Okay. So you don't want a woman taller than you, obviously.
No, mm-mm,
Okay. Now, what about money? Should she make a certain amount of money?
not even important.
Not important. You don't care about her money.
No, long as she's not a bum.
Not a bum. Okay, not a bum. All right. Now is the time for the Kendra Kim, Jay. That's when you stand up.
Okay, uh, let me see.
Oh, oh, you
Now
got.
that's when I hold it in, and that's when it's flat. All right.
Okay.
I
Gotta
ain't
see
gonna
your
turn
legs,
around
though, Jay. You
because.
gotta back up. We gotta see your legs.
Okay, all right. Well, just like I say, I'm in my studio, so there's only so much you will get. But if I put the camera up to the ceiling, you can see by my height.
Okay.
I don't know if you
You're
can be
six
able to see
one,
that.
right?
I got my light up there. Yeah, 6'1"
We
and a half.
usually need to see the legs, though. Is it possible to see the legs?
Oh man,
This
you
tight
make
ass
this hard.
space you got, Jay.
Hey,
You need a,
it's my
you need to
studio,
lease
baby.
a new space with more
No,
room.
no, this is my studio. This isn't in basement, baby. Don't
He
you
said
stop
I'm leaving
lying
in a
on
year.
me.
Why would he want to leave
Man,
in this space?
Right, right,
I'm
right,
saying you
right.
on my
Cheating now.
show.
No,
He's
you
talking.
don't.
He
You have
talking.
never met nobody like me.
You
Even
like
on
never.
Little,
Well,
even when I
thank
was on
God.
Living Color, there was nobody like me on that show.
And
Not
I
even
thank
Jim
God
Mm.
Kelly.
that I never met nobody like you till today.
Okay, but you will enjoy me. Okay. All right.
I mean,
See,
I'm
can I do
enjoying you for the show, but
The
Okay.
dude got
I'm
on
not. I'm
black.
not. No, I'm not trying to
What are you
front
talking
like I
about?
was talking. I already
Legs?
said you
no, you're
established.
all
You
good.
love
You're
your
okay.
man.
We can see your legs. We
Okay.
got you, Jay. We
Okay.
got you.
All right. Now I
I'm
gotta
gonna.
just all
I'm
this
gonna be.
shit back.
Um. All right.
No, I'm a funny guy. Really, I am. I'm a funny guy. I like to have fun, and that's real. That because let me tell you something. One thing I found out in life, Kendra, um, a lot of people live for happiness, and I'm gonna tell you something about happiness. Happiness is just like the wind; it changes from millisecond to
That's right.
millisecond.
That's
When
true.
you have peace in life, that means everything that you confront, you are able to look at it and resolve it.
Mm-hmm.
So I have peace in life, so I have peace with myself, and I love myself.
Okay. Fair enough. All right, Jay. When was your last relationship?
About 3 years ago.
You don't have to answer, but I'm gonna ask. When's the last time you was intimate with someone?
Maybe about a year and a half.
A year and a half? Really?
Yes, ma'am.
Now I would not expect that answer from you.
I know you wouldn't, but see, that shows you that one thing you might think about one thing about me, and then you hear something else. I preserve my body. Not everybody get my juices of life just because they look good. They have to have some kind of quality about themselves.
I like that. What do you think about what he's saying, Drake? I like the fact that he respects himself as a man. What do you think about that? You're looking for a traditional. Go ahead, Dre. You there?
Man, the most interesting man of the year. Let's
Okay. I'm not sure if you can answer this question, but we have some questions.
Hold on.
This man wanted. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Go ahead, Drake. Mm-hmm.
Give that man the most interesting man of the year award. Let's stop playing. Wait to the end of the year.
Mm-hmm.
He is disciplined. He was to be able to be a stunt man is discipline. And then for him to have the business that he's in when it comes to seeing men who aren't disciplined go through mental anguish, drug anguish, alcohol anguish, because that's what his house is about, helping those get back on track. He realizes, like, listen, the disciplined life is the life for me. Because if I don't live a disciplined life, I can end up like some of the people that are living in my facility. So shout out to that brother for being disciplined and focused. And that's where we go back to when it comes to an older man and a younger woman. There's a special breed of men. Not every
Dre, you muted, Dre. Dre, mute your mic.
There we go. Not every man is, that's my fault. Not every man is good for that. Not every man can go on monk mode and stop being intimate. Focus on your grind. Focus on your money. If you got money, focus on your health. Focus on what country you're moving to, and then meet your Andrea, or meet like the other brother, the doctor who's in Africa, who met his young lady that he brought the New Year's Eve in with. Then you could have that. But a lot of dudes ain't got that. They just want to see something young, sexy, hot, and they just want to smash. And then when it don't work out, they want to blame the whole country. Colombia ain't right. DR ain't right. I don't like the women in the Philippines. No, you wasn't about the right. And so you choose any old thing that was sexy, and those are the results you have. Shout out to this brother for being a man of discipline.
Right, I know. I totally agree, man. And real quick, make sure you just real quick. This is the kind of women that he wants. Hold tight. Book of session. To the new people that are coming in, Gene, I need you to reiterate. I'm gonna clip this, but reiterate, Gene, about the women from the woman from Africa, or the women in African countries that come and cook for their men in the wee hours of the night. Either she's gonna fall in line, or she can take her ass on. It's that simple. I'm not gonna argue with you. You can go take your ass on, because I'm gonna be fine.
You know Kelly lied. She getting
a little bit of pushback for this.
You got some pushback for Coach Collision. Come on.
Just a little bit. Because although I understand your point, I also think that you as a husband have to be sensitive to your wife. Now, what if you want her to get up at 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning, but she already has to get up at 6 o'clock in the morning to get ready for work if you have your wife working? Do you mean to tell me you're not going to be sensitive to that fact that it's out? Because at that point it becomes about what you want and you're not considering the wife.
When they come home, they can come home 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. When they come home, and I know their wives will get up and either cook them a meal from scratch or warm up what they made earlier, set the table on the plate on the table, and he will eat, and he will get up, and he will never touch the plate. Wow. And they will get upset if he was to touch the plate. This is what they expect to do. And when he goes to bed, then they will clean up and they will join him in bed.
You know what, you married, I'm gonna respect that. But there are women that are single, they might not have what you got. Let you pass away, and them same women being in your husband's DM trying to holler. Trust and believe, because women can be damn very trifling. And back to the point about someone said, if your husband asks you, would you cook him a meal in the middle of the night? That proves my point. It costs you something. If your man says, look, babe, I'm hungry, I want some eggs and bacon, 3 or 4 o'clock at 3 o'clock in the morning. You say, I'm tired. But my whole point is, if you really love that man, you don't mind getting up in the morning and doing it. Because on the flip end, you're doing that act of service, which might be part of his love language, acts of service. He might say, you know, my baby don't mind doing this for me, so I don't mind getting her the ring that she wants. I don't mind paying for the trip that she want to go to. But my whole point is, women want men to pay the most extraneous things. But something simple as cooking your man a meal in the middle of the night, I'm not doing that.
Yeah. Baby, you my only number one gotti. Even in my down times, I can't get you out of my mind, sorry. Hey, I done run 1,000 days just to find you in my way. Oh, 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 oh. Nothing like you in this world. Promise never let it go. Oh, wait. Oh, 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 oh. Baby, won't you calm down? Wanna know how you feel about you and me? Them they do too much, but you in control. Loving that about you. Me, I want it all, oh. She my baby doll, oh. Body they hot, oh. Leading out follow. Me que la tenga poco le quiero. Yo no de pe matento un tío.
So American Women Talk Too Much.
Office Jams said, ask him what diet he needs to go from 5'9" to 6 feet. Is that even possible?
They do have something in the medical field where they can stretch you now. It's pretty much been promoted for the last 6 or 7 years. So there is things that you can do to stretch your body out.
Oh, I feel bad for men because men, just like I guess women are going to the extremes of the BBLs, and men are now buying kneecaps in order to have love. That's sad.
Well, you know better than wearing them big old block shoes they used to wear a long time ago.
Well, at least
Try to give yourself some height.
Safe.
You think it is, but you can see how many people injure themselves trying to wear them damn Frankenstein shoes.
Right,
let me take my hat out. Somebody told me to want to see my hair. I have all my hair. I even have some of my baby hair. So, you know, I don't wear a cap because I'm hiding bald head.
Jay said don't play with him.
Don't
Jay,
play with me.
What are 3 flaws you have to work on when it comes to a relationship?
Talking too damn much. Too straightforward. And trying to accept people for who they are, because I have a hard time, you know, me working in Hollywood, I have a hard time with women who wear too much makeup, where they have 3 or 4 personalities and 20 looks. And so I understand it. You do makeup in Hollywood. I understand why you would wear makeup and you do the things you do because of lighting, and you're professional. You're in front of the camera. But when you have to go to bed with that stuff and wake up, you know, you go to bed with Whitney Houston, wake up with Kareem. You know, I mean, I just don't want to go through all that bullshit.
Tell me where he lied. Tell me where he lied. All truth.
Do you think, Dre, Dre, do you think Colombian women or Latin women from your country tend to have more natural beauty?
I don't want to say, yeah. I mean, let's not be crazy. Colombia always ranks in the top 5 most beautiful women in the world anyway, no matter if you're talking about Afro-Colombian or you're just talking about traditional Colombian. That's a given. It sounds like I'm echoing culture.
I don't. You're fine there on my end. Are you echoing now?
I don't. Yeah, I don't. I should be good. I should be good.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I sound like I'm echoing, but I'm not. I don't have anything on. But either way, I mean, so it's a given that beauty and natural beauty is a part of South American culture. No matter where you want to go, no matter what country you go to, for the most part. Not all countries, but for the most part. So at the end of the day, to see these women have to go to bed with makeup on is just I can relate to that, because here in South America, even if they wear makeup during the day, during the evening the makeup comes off and you still get a chance to enjoy natural beauty. But to have a person that they must have makeup on, that's a that's a different dance.
Oh yeah. I totally agree. You know, they call it fake up, and you want a woman
I
that's
call it cake
natural,
up, like
But
cake frosting.
yeah, cake frosting too. Yeah,
I call it
and
cake up. Yeah, like
and
cake frosting.
yeah, and a lot of them use them filters, man, on Instagram, YouTube, Facebook. They use those filters, so you're not even getting the true woman, man. You're getting the fake woman. You take all those extensions and makeup and eyelashes and all that goofy mess, contacts. You will be appalled at the woman that you're really getting. You want to see a woman in her natural beauty. Then she wear a little bit of makeup. Then that's fine. Like my wife looks good in her natural beauty. She don't even wear makeup. She's naturally pretty. But you can't say that for a lot of women, man. Sadly, man, you can't say it for a lot. Hold tight.
3 or 4 personalities and 20 looks. And so I understand it. You do makeup in Hollywood. I understand why you will wear makeup and you do the things you do because of lighting, and you're professional. You're in front of the camera. But when you have to go to bed with that stuff and wake up, you go to bed with Whitney Houston, wake up with Kareem. You don't know. I mean, I just don't want to go through all that bullshit.
He said, "Oh God, he doesn't want to go to bed with Whitney Houston to wake up with Kareem."
With Kareem.
Jay,
Or Joe
Jay,
Frazier,
why
Mike
would women
Tyson.
be lucky to be with your ass?
Because one, I keep that smile on their face like a Kool-Aid pack like yours is now. And just been around somebody who's chocolate, beautiful.
He tried. I think he tried to bust a move on Kendra G. What do you think, Drake?
If it didn't work on Kendra, it definitely worked on the other women in the audience. You better believe that.
Right.
He was right. He kept a smile on her face for the last, so many minutes. So she been smiling and laughing and.
Did you freeze, Trey?
No. That's all I had to say.
Oh, okay. Sister Bashir said, I haven't worn makeup in about 8 years. My husband gets all natural from me, no doubt, sis, and not like a natural woman.
Fight his ass off.
That's what Aretha said.
Will protect you with his life. And a person who knows the direction he wants to be, been on this earth long enough to know the difference between fake shit and real shit, and always treat you as a lady.
Jay, now, before you earlier, I didn't catch this, but I caught it now, so I want to ask you about this. You would date 35 to 45. Now, so you would date a woman younger than your children.
My children ain't dating nobody who I'm dating. What that got to do with it?
Well, I'm just saying you would date.
That's like your mama black, right?
I was just saying that for the person who may have asked that question. My children ain't sleeping with who I'm sleeping with.
I know that, but sometimes children don't. Sometimes maybe I'm not sure if you have daughters or sons, but some may not want you to date.
I have one daughter, is 27.
Oh, the rest
and
are boys.
She don't care about anything that her father do as far as when it comes to dating. If that woman go respect her father and treat him correctly.
Okay. So, but the answer is you will date someone your children's age.
Most certainly.
Most certainly. It's actually a requirement because anybody after menopause don't have an option with you.
None. Why would they? I mean, come on. Look, if you're a man, I don't care if you're 25, 26, 25 to 50, if you wake up in the morning and you ain't at attention, your cover is not lifting up, then your ass need to go to the doctor, get some help, or you need to put your shit on the shelf too. See, there's things with the anatomy of the body tells you when you putting certain parts of your body on shelf. I mean, I understand. I make this joke about I don't care if I get to the point I have to use duct tape and 2 popsicle sticks. She might get a little splendor down there, but we're gonna be able to work it out. But I'm not really believing that. I believe when minds decide it don't wake up when the sun come up, I'm finished. But I don't see that happening.
Now, Dre, let's talk about that. We know rest is an important component to erections and also getting your sleep. Sleep is one of the biggest precursors. Now, we know that we call you Dark Thunder. You still killing the game at 50, 56. You're 56, right?
Yeah, 56, be 57 in October.
Okay, you look good for your age. But I remember my granddaddy saying, Dre, and it shocked me because there's a misnomer that when men get older, that the man part start working. But if you're healthy, you getting your rest, and you still waking up with erections, that's a sign that you're healthy. Have you ever had, Dre? You never had issues in that area?
I mean, you have. To be honest, Kosher, it goes back to what you said about the psychological. I remember when I was younger in my 30s, and I was going through the only tempestuous relationship that I ever had, and my body said, "I'm done with her. You might as well find somebody else." And my body was serious. Like, I don't want her no more. I don't want to be bothered with her. I'm through. And I thought it was something that was physically. And come to find out, once I let that problematic relationship end, like I said, it was the only time in my life I ever allowed something like that. As far as the length of time trying to see if it's going to get better. And the moment that I let it go, the next person I was with, it never changed from being John Henry since that moment. So when you said earlier, for some men, it's not just because of sleep or lack of diet, but you're just dealing with a person that your body is telling you, I don't want her no more. I don't want to touch her. I don't want to be in her. I don't want to deal with her. I'm done. Even though you may be telling yourself, I want her again. Your body telling you, I'm done. Enough is enough. She's stressing you out outside the bedroom. She can't have us in the bedroom. And your body will tell you sometime before you tell yourself to leave that person. And so that's the only time that I've ever experienced that. Other than that, to this day, my wife is like, "Oh, I see you. I see you playing. It's 8 o'clock in the morning. I see you. I see you, champ."
So what you say, being around your wife, being vibrant, she's young, you're healthy, she's healthy. Would you say, Dre, Dre, would you say that, you talked about the force of 1,000 gods. Would you say it was more pronounced in your younger years with American women, or is it more pronounced in your latter years with your younger wife?
I would say both, but I would say more now because now you expect, society taught you that you should be expecting it to not work the way that it works.
Right.
It's more, dude. I'm at that stage of life, and I mean this and I'm not being graphic for anybody.
No, I understand. Right.
I'm at that point in life because I took care of my health in my 20s, 30s, and 40s in that area. I'm on call, like a doctor. I'm on call. My wife already know he on call. I need that on call. I want that on call.
Wow. At 56, that's impressive.
It's not sitting around and I hope that it works up today. I wouldn't know nothing about that. And this brother, from the way that he talks and the confidence that he has, because you could tell that older man swag just like you tell from the young man swag. He takes care of himself, so he realizes he's on call. So therefore, the person that he wants to be with needs to be on call. He like, listen, I don't need nobody that's going to be going through a week or a month of dryness like saltine crackers, because I'm taking care of my body and I'm on call. And I can relate to what he's talking about because I need somebody that's on call. So, and for you guys that are in the chat, as you take care of your health, you'll become finicky like that too. You'll realize that every woman ain't built for you the older you get. Why? because when you take care of your health and you get older, you start to realize that you're more on call than you even were when you were young. You just let everybody get it. And so now you like, listen, if I'm like he said, you notice that he said this culture. He said, I don't just let everybody get it now.
Right. I like that. Right. And that's discipline. But also that can impact your energy. The wrong woman can impact your energy. Let's get through this, Dre. I know you got to go, man. Thank you for being so gracious with your time. Hold tight.
For years.
Oh, yeah.
Well, 40 years, you're going to be 105.
It don't make no difference. I'm promised 125.
Woo, child. Well, let's do it.
Look, you got to understand. You got to understand. My father was born in 1909. He died in 1996. One of the things I found out about life and health, you are what you eat. And I'm able to do the things I do when I'm on the basketball court and, doing crossovers like I'm 21, 25 years old and I'm running full court at my age with younger. I can't hang around old people. I don't discriminate, but old people, they smell too much like medicine. Because I know they rubbing themselves down and all that kind of shit. And I don't feel sorry for them because they had choices in their life they could have did better. And so what I'm saying is, I preserve this, and all praises due to Allah, who have given me strength to move forward. I'm not hanging around with somebody who's just going to sit on the couch and use the remote control and talk about what they used to do.
That's true.
I'm doing it.
Right, I agree with that.
I get it in.
All right, Jay. We got to go. Now, again, Jay's looking for a woman he can lease. He plans on moving to Africa in a year. He does not bring sand to the beach, but he wants someone that can go with him to events. He will show up for you as well, too. 35 to 45, no women that have experienced menopause. He's been very clear on that. If you're in menopause, you're just not the woman for him. He likes a woman so black that she doesn't have a shadow. Now, if you fit those descriptions, then reach out to Jane. How can she do so?
She can do so. She could just do OGJ Speak. That's all she has to do.
Is that on Instagram, Facebook, what platform?
That would be on all my platforms. That would be my acting. That would be my YouTube page, my Facebook. It's all on the one name.
So OGJ Speed the Ghost. All right. Well, you keep me posted if you can find someone to lease for the rest of this year.
Most certainly I will. I'll keep you right on top of it. And you take care of yourself. And you get some natural things to get rid of that sneeze and get that mucus out of your body.
Thank you. I agree with you. Thank you, Jay.
Peace, love, and always strive for the truth.
Thank you.
All right, Dre. Shout out to my man Tevin King for the 10. Dre, he sent you $10. He said the Bantu tribe of East Africa is the women are the most curves in the world. Yeah, I can see that. But I think West Africa, Ghana, and Tanzania, they have them too. Dre, we're going to end this in a minute, brother. This has been excellent show. I appreciate your candor. Thanks you for the love, brother. What'd you get out of this conversation, Dre, about the minimization of masculinity? While these conversations are so important, and what men can take from this show as we are about to end. Go ahead, brother.
In closing, I just want... After you saw I don't know why I'm echoing like that. But in closing, I hope that the guys that'll be watching after this video premieres, as well as you guys who are in the chat, shout out to you guys for all the cash apps, super chats. Make sure you click that like button. We like you. We really do. Make sure you like us too by clicking that like button for Culture Collision. So make sure you guys do that. Thank you guys for the super chats and the cash apps that you're sending out to the brother. Don't stop. But he confirmed for me as the guy that's in a relationship with a younger woman, everything, all the steps that I took made sense. The step of being honest with women in the States about traveling, being honest with women in the States, I don't deal with anybody that's older. Being honest with women in the States when I went on monk mode and I wasn't messing with anybody like he did. Being honest with women in the States when I said I met Andrea in Colombia, so I keep my intimacy outside the country instead of inside the country of the United States.
Right.
He showcased all those things. And so he just confirmed for me and for many men in the comment section that you're going on the right path. I'm going to say that again. You guys that are good men, good dudes, and you're built for this journey of being with the younger woman, the way that he did it, the way that I and other guys in the comment section are doing it, you're on the right path. And that's what this video, this whole live stream let me know, to encourage you guys and coach to encourage you guys to continue on that path of being the man who you are, and you'll end up with that good, mature woman in Colombia, in DR, in Thailand, even though she's younger. And while other guys are falling by the wayside with young women that are putting them through problematic situations, you'll be a success story, just like we saw the video of the young brother, that the one brother who was with the woman in Africa, bringing in the new year, and both of them smiling from ear to ear, because she's enjoying him as well as he's enjoying her.
Yeah. Doc, balling the New Year, man. That's what it's all about, man. I'm so happy for you and your beautiful wife. Have fun. You're in Bogota, I believe, right?
Yep, that's where we are right now.
Yeah, have fun. I'm about to hit the road, hit the airs at some point tomorrow. We're gonna be chopping up a Telemate Dreams. I will be in your country at some point, Dre. You're not gonna chop it up. Guys, make sure if you're dealing with any mental health issues, you come see me at coachyourclinician@gmail.com for a non-diagnostic consultation. I think before you travel to Colombia to even anticipate a wife or wherever, you need to understand how you are sabotaging your greatness, your brilliance, your future by not standing in power as a man, but more than standing in the virtues of the West that have sabotaged a lot of men and made them hopeless and renderless, not only in America, but also abroad. So once again, Dre, thank you once again for tuning in, man. Guys, make sure y'all go check out Love Crossing Borders. To the other people that are in the chat, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, make sure you subscribe. Share this content with several young men and older and middle-aged men that need to hear it. And Dre, we signing off, brother. So I appreciate it, man. Thank you, sir.
All right.
All right, guys, we're about to sign off, guys. Thank you once again for brother Dre. Dre, you don't have anything else to say? Is that all you have to say, brother?
Just meet me tomorrow night on Love Crossing Borders. You know, guys, many of you guys already know Wednesday nights we do our live streams, and we might piggyback off of this topic here.
Yes, sir.
Tomorrow night, and so definitely be ready to tune in tomorrow night with Love Crossing Borders. Subscribe to the channel, as well as make sure that you subscribe and click that like button tonight for Culture Conditions channel. Shout out to you guys once again for all the Cash App, Super Chat support, Black Male Media. Thank you very much.
All right, brother. And once again, guys, this is Dre. This is what I call ages 23, guys, and ages 50. That's Dre and his beautiful wife. So, guys, we're going to sign off. Once again, guys, thank you for tuning in. And, guys, you know and I know that they stay lying on them brothers, guys. Thank you for tuning in once again. And, guys, that's why it's time for men to lead.
When men fail to lead, the children rebel and the women take over.
I just want to do God's will. And He's allowed me to go up to the mountain. And I've looked over and I've seen the promised land. I may not get there with you, but I want you to know tonight that we as a people will get to the promised land.
To exclusively marry black men. We are in the middle of a crisis. Black men are in crisis. And anybody who denies that black men are in crisis is ignoring the data, the science, the research, the statistics. It is not a figment of your imagination that there are not enough eligible black men to marry.
It's been an honor serving with you all. Autobots, roll out. We roll.
Nanobots, transform.
She lie on them brothers, separate uncles and nephews and cousins and try to pin us against mothers. How you a woman but ain't got a man for protection, but you undercover? How do you think that we suffer? Thought we were sisters and brothers. Now you get birthed in the gutter. When they rap, they the same ones that cut you. Be the same ones who yelling they love you. Be the same ones who calling me nigga. After that, wanna say I'm his brother. Yeah, she lie on them brothers. 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 So all going on in your man, you don't get it. And using your women as splitters, then hitters. Put you in place and our family ruined. Target your boys, you don't see what they doing. We gotta beat them, you wanna join them, we just leave them. Your feminist feminism, more like treason. Politics, you don't even follow leaders. First is master, probably cause of your Jesus.
God is white. Isn't it obvious? Well, that is obvious, but we don't know if it's obvious that God is white. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad teaches us that Jesus did not have blonde hair and blue eyes. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad teaches us that the images of Jesus that are on prison walls and churches throughout the world are not historically correct, because history teaches us that Jesus was born in a region where the people had color. There's proof in the very Bible that you ask us to read in Revelation, 1st chapter, verse 14 and 15, that Jesus had hair like wool and feet the color of brass. Just what are you saying? I'm not saying anything. I'm proving to you that Jesus was not, and I might quote one of our Indian brothers, he was not a pale face.
This would have been a dick, you been believe it. You reap the benefits from your achievements. Penitentiary, all we get is to eat it. But God on our side, baby, we gon' beat it. She lie on them brothers. She lie on them brothers.
I'm big on you. I'm the biggest, baddest.
Separate uncles and nephews and cousins and try to pin us against mothers. How you a woman but ain't got a man for protection, but you undercover? How do you think that we suffer? Thought we were sisters and brothers. Now you get birthed in the gutter. When they rap, they the same ones that cut you. Be the same ones who yelling they love you. Be the same ones who calling me nigga. After that, wanna say I'm his brother. She lie on the brothers. 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 She lie on the brothers.
Breaking all these black men with what? And they don't give a fuck. Yeah, this man hit me with fucking grabbed a rock and he hit me in my fucking face because I would have given him my number. And all y'all just fucking watch. Y'all see that shit? Y'all see that shit? What y'all do? I want y'all to be a man. I want y'all to be a man and fucking do something. Y'all gonna let a man hit me in my face.
Roll out. 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 Roll out.
Hey, girl, you gonna eat your cornbread?
Don't say nothing. You talking to me? Yeah, I think you're talking to you.
腰はひねって S 字型。
Fall comes to us and it's on time. Finders keepers, losers we.
Cognitive dissonance is a condition that happens for a myriad of reasons. Many times in modern America, men and women often do one of the following. They deny the evidence. They become enraged when you present them with the evidence. They argue to ad hominem attacks, meaning they attack the messenger instead of the message. And they will fight you or flee because they cannot hear what you are saying. And conditions such as this, tied into cognitive dissonance, often happens to those that have or lack self-awareness. They stay in a perpetual cycle of arrested development, exhibited by this.
Where my friends go, you
low. When the end's low, switch the tempo. I go right, I got heart, I won't die, I'ma fight. I go down, then I strike. I go hard day and night, yeah. I go hard day and night. 1 to 1, no surprise. See the hate in their eyes. My brother's blood money bleed. I got the game in the squeeze. What would you do for some green? What would you do for some blues? Go pick and choose the fam of the cheese. Some people not built like that. Some people get killed like that. Pressure like water, lights, mortgage. I've been at bills like that. Now I got kids like that. No wonder why I feel like that. Some people go to war for nothing. Me, I go to war for something.
Before there was the manosphere, I was. Before there was the internet, I was.
When the end's low, switch the tempo. I got right, I got heart, I won't die, I'ma fight. I go down, bet I strike. I go hard day and night. Money on the line, keep calling. Money on the books, need all that. My kids, they'll be ballin'. Got a real bankroll, not for Instagram. My mama on the line, keep calling. Praying for me, know I need all that. Told me it's not about ballin'. Real blessed, but I'm still sinning, man. What would you do for a win? What would you do for your friends? What if this life is a foe? What if it all is pretend? What if you roll to the end? What if you started again?
Fire! The kosher clinician. All right, guys, thank you once again for tuning in, guys. We are signing off. And, guys, I want you guys to get your passports. Start loving yourselves, guys. And once you get those passports, guys, laugh all the way to the bank, because true femininity is on the other side for you single men, and true femininity is waiting for you.
Laugh it to the bank like ha 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 ha. Laugh it to the bank like.
Guys, this was another great show on tonight. 24 minutes after the hour, 11 o'clock, Dre with Love Crossing Borders and the psychological issues associated with the minimization of masculinity. What will you guys learn from this show? What will you take from it? And how will you move forward when your critics try to shame you? What say you?
Got no stage fright. Please don't get me mad, I'm a nice guy. My baby say I'm cute, yeah, I'm type 5. I be waking up when you a night. In a different zone with the time. Laugh it to the bank like ha 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 ha. Go. Laugh it to the bank like ha 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 ha. I got in it 10s, 20, 50, 100s, 10s, 20, 50, 100s, 10s, 20, 50, 100s, 10s, 20, 50, 100s. I get it, I flip it and continue. I've been going dumb, I've been going mental. Going up, I'm on another level. All black clothes like a metal. Little this and this, little Ricky Rick. My grandmama, I'm her Nicky Nick. I just wanna love, but I've been hit or miss. I might up and leave, better take a pic. Laugh it to the bank like ha 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 ha. Laugh it to the bank like ha 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 ha. I got any 10s, 20, 50, 100s, 10s, 20, 50, 100s, 10s, 20, 50, 100s, 10s, 20, 50, 100s.